Start this. Okay. Oh my gosh, y'all. All right, y'all. I hope this connection stay in. That's not the connection. Is not why I'm late. Whew. Stay Saturday. Get myself together here too. I'm gonna tell y'all what had happened. Mm. All right, beautiful people. Happy Saturday. We are what time is it there? What time is it, babe?
It is 6:54.
6.
No.
Wait, no.
9:54. It's almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
6 hours ahead.
Okay. 9. Thank you, Audrey. Girl, what time is it here?
It is 3:45.
It is. It's 3:54 here. Well, 3:56. Right? Listen, y'all. Oh my goodness. I set my clocks. I set 2 alarms. I set 2 alarms.
Well, go back, babe. We got in. And
okay.
We did the dinner.
Yeah.
So we got back here. Wind down.
We got back here like it was like 8 something, almost 9 o'clock here, but home.
No, 9, right. Downstairs closed.
Yeah.
9:50 something.
Right.
Shower
that's right.
And all of that stuff. It put us at almost 11 o'clock here, which was 5 o'clock their time. 5 o'clock y'all time, mind you. Yes, it was. Because we had 2 hours. You have to go to sleep for 2 hours and wake up.
Right. I had already been up for 24 hours. When I got off the video live with y'all yesterday, I laid down. Well, I showered, laid down. My husband actually, and that was the only reason why I got up, because I ain't heard not the first alarm. My husband got up because while I was doing the video, he was in and out sleeping and stuff. So he had a little bit more time than what I did. Right. So, but we got in. And we was on the ship. We went on this dinner cruise last night. So we on the ship, and then they extended it for a whole hour because of the fireworks now. So I'm sitting up there, and I ain't been on the boat. How long has it been?
Ooh.
It's been a minute. So now it's like, oh my gosh. No. Well, the ship, the Roosevelt, but we went on the Spirit of Norfolk a few times before it burnt down. It burned up in the water.
You see what?
Before it burnt up in the water.
But no, right. But I mean, that don't have nothing to do with, we was in like shore. This is the water. It's a different current. Yeah, we was out a little bit. Okay, so they have like this dinner cruise. You know how to have like dinner sunset cruises. Anyway, back home in Norfolk, they had one, but going out to sea is just right like along, not even like the coastline, but you're not even going out that far. So you never really run into rocky waters or anything like that. You would think Hawaii, the waves ain't getting that big, right? But they surf out here. Right, so the ship was probably it was a nice size ship. It was a cruise ship. But we was up there and it was rocking, and I was getting nauseous. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, this is terrible. We're super excited to do a sunset dinner cruise, and I'm nauseous half the time. And then I didn't realize they had a vegan option. We just saw a sunset cruise, right? It was like book it, but they were serving food. We still hadn't eaten anything. I had got like a fruit bar that we found somewhere because we figured we'd save our appetite. And I'm thinking dinner cruise like what we had in Norfolk, and that jank was laid out. Right, that's what I was expecting. Get here, no, everything is like pre-planned and stuff. You got lots. I'm like, they're serving all this meat. I don't eat meat. I was like, okay, let me taste your dip. No, so yeah.
they had a charcuterie, the fruit plates and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The trays. And I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna just be fine right here. I'm gonna sit here. And so my husband went up and he got some stuff, right? And I just ate the fruit. But anyway, when she found out, she came over. They serving these huge tail lobsters.
A whole lobster.
Yeah, a whole lobster. And I'm like, I'm sorry, friend. I'm sorry you had to go this way.
I thought I was gonna be good, better.
The lady came over. You know, they are such a beautiful people. They just look like a light skinned version of me. I'm already light skinned, right? But they loud as all get out, and I'm like, they must party 24/7 here. Listen because here. They started doing.
Listen here, our waitress, I was not. She came over there all meek and all like, excuse me.
First greeting,
low tone, right? So I'm like, oh, she very shy. So I'm thinking, let me say something funny, break her in, so you know what I mean, she can relax when she's around us. I thought so.
Yeah.
Until
you remember the call she did?
Until the music came on and she
I
said, oh no, she is shy.
And they start.
She needed a tune.
Yeah.
She needed some music. Then she came alive. I'm like,
yo, listen, that girl, our waitress. She reminds me of my uncle's oldest daughter, Soraya. When I say, not only she sound like her, she like look like my cousin. I was like, oh my God, she looks like Soraya. Like I ain't never seen nobody look as close to my family like I seen this girl look like us. I'm like, oh my gosh, down to everything, young, everything, right? Okay, but anyway, Soraya's like what, 23, 20?
She was about that age?
Yeah, they about the same age.
Oh, man,
but anyway,
I got some video stuff of she.
Yeah, so we got a few. Oh my gosh, the sunset absolutely beautiful.
But what the performance that they performed?
What do they call it? What do they call it? I love it. I got because we were sitting at the side. What you call it? The Polynesian people, Samoan people, when they get out there, it's called the haku. Yeah. And they just got there like, and they started. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Okay, so I didn't get a good view of it. Right. I mean, we were sitting right there, but we were sitting off to the side, and it was where they was facing. We was off like to the right side, and they be loud and they stomping, using their body. It's like the war face they put on. They do it before as like a courtesy when they playing soccer or they playing soccer teams and stuff. They get out there and do it. It's amazing. I'm gonna post one. Maybe I'll wait to post one, and I'll post the one when we go to the Polynesian Culture Center.
Now that one they're probably gonna do it authentic.
Yes, and we get to experience
But this one right here, the dinner cruise, to see all the.
I'm telling you all this to tell y'all why we was late starting this morning.
It was just good.
Oh no, yeah, go ahead.
It just shows you their culture. You know what I mean? It's so rich still, still how they perform. I just wish, it'd be more like that in America. Well, we are in America, but it was just so authentic.
Yeah, it really is. It's amazing. Anybody ever been down here? Y'all know what we're talking about, what we try and explain. But anyway, I'm late because we up there and towards the end, I'm like, oh my gosh, when is this gonna be over? We got like a whole another hour. When the fireworks supposed to start? And the local time, they said fireworks gonna start about 7:45. I'm like, by this time, I'm at home. I'm not right.
Listen, let me tell you something.
I'm working on 2 hours. I felt like a zombie.
You got older folks, older than us now, out there watching the fireworks.
I'm up there like,
we are in the dog.
You're gonna have to drag me back to the hotel.
We in the cabin. With the people cleaning up.
Oh my God.
They're just sitting there because baby is tired.
Oh my goodness.
And nauseous.
Oh.
The people like the fireworks going on, baby, like,
I'm about to sit right here. Can I like lay flat up here? Because I'm trying to keep the waves from shaking my body. Yeah. And there's a little bit of salad stuff that I didn't just ate. Oh my goodness, y'all. But anyway.
So that led us to coming back here late. Which led us to 11 o'clock going to bed.
11 o'clock here, which was 11 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Keep in mind, according to the time at home, I've been up already 24 hours before we went out on the day. So there's 24 hours. You can just say, I dozed off for 2 hours, and then I just kept going another whole full day, right? And so we got back here. I set 2 alarms on my clock, and I didn't hear anything, nothing at all. And so when we woke up a few minutes ago, I was like, oh my God, let me check these alarms. But what happened was when I changed it, I didn't change the days. I just picked the alarm, not thinking about that I have them set for different times for different days. I just changed the time without also changing the day. So I had the time. I said, I need to wake up. I was giving myself the most sleep I could get, right? I had already showered before I went to bed. I was like, I'll be back up in a couple hours anyway. Let me get my shower and all this stuff knocked out. So, but I set it for like we were supposed to start at like 1:15 here, 7:15. I'm like, I'm gonna set this for 1. I'm gonna set it for 1:05. Nothing. But my body woke up 2 hours later when it had enough sleep to where I wouldn't sound like a mad woman up here. So that was a long introduction. We already at like 12 minutes, but let me just go ahead and start with the day. Listen. And after I do that, I'll say hey to everybody that came in. Happy Saturday. Matter of fact, it's Saturday, so what am I tripping for? I mean, I am because I feel so bad I'm so late. I don't think I've ever been this late. I think it was one other time that I mean, aside from like yesterday, but that was pre-uploaded and the Wi-Fi, that was crazy. But actually missing my time, man, it's been years. I don't know that I've ever been this late. Maybe once, and I just don't remember. All right, y'all. But anyway, happy Saturday. It is October the 8th, 2022, day 233 of year 4 of reading through the books of the law and the prophets, and of the 4-year consecutive day count, day 1251. Today we're starting in a new book, the Book of Inspiration, found on Oahspe, and it starts on page 701. Father, we thank you for
your divine greatness.
Yes, your divine greatness. All right, beautiful people.
Again, words cannot explain.
The beauty of things here, and we're going to like a waterfall and stuff, and y'all, that's so amazing. It's just,
I mean, it's just how what he has created is just so we can't even word it. But also, like yesterday when the sun was setting, the moon was right, like all that he put into atmosphere is just so. I mean,
the sun was setting here, the moon, the skies were so clear. The skies are like so clear here, you know. Aside from like over like what it looked like the mountains or whatever. I'm like, my husband asked us, he said, "Do these clouds ever move?" And I was thinking about the movie Nope. Y'all seen Nope?
It was like that all day. You know?
Like they didn't move. I'm like, I wonder if there's like really like spaceships under these mountains. Hold on. Yeah.
I don't know if those were the same mountains.
Yeah, it is. But when it's light,
but you gotta go. But you remember, it's that's not just those mountains. It's all down the whole shore.
Right.
You're like in a.
I said I will hold this open so y'all can see, but it's gonna still look like this by the time we get done. But y'all saw like the video where I showed y'all the night view from our room, and then during the day, it's absolutely amazing. It's beautiful. But listen, I'm gonna try and go live. Hopefully, while we're out, it's gonna be y'all gonna be in the bed sleep. But if y'all up, y'all may see it. When we do it, what day we're gonna ride the island? We got us a Jeep, and we're gonna ride the island. It's gonna take us. It's gonna be like a few hours drive. We're gonna ride at least Oahu.
We can cut through. Look at the map now.
We might do a little bit today riding, but we got some stuff planned out.
Now Sunday is if we do everything today. Sunday all day could be the ride day.
Okay.
You can ride around the whole mountain. I mean the whole island, and just stop here and there and do our thing, and you could just.
Yeah, so that's what I do. I'll do some live stuff so y'all can see. It's gonna be amazing. Y'all gotta. I know recorded video, but like live and interaction. Maybe y'all, some people been here, like LaVon been here when we was live yesterday. She hopped in when we was driving through the little city looking at the skyline and stuff. But anyway, Audrey, hey girl, hey mom, shalom. Global Purpose, Grand Rising, Elijah, peace, family, kindred, shalom. Hannah, Grand Rising, Auntie Belinda Brown.
But it is just
I'm on Cali time. I'm on time somewhere.
You ain't on time there, but well, you on time. Because it is a time. You own it.
Yeah, my body said we'll wake you up when we had enough sleep to function when you don't sound crazy.
But yeah, so it is for everybody's eyes to see.
Yeah,
plus it's still building here.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Here's something I noticed while we're here. Amanda, shalom. There are people that are all kinds of mixed around. And when I say mixed around, like mix and match and like made it differently. And I haven't sensed like now a bit of racism here. Like people come like I've seen the Caucasian people that I've seen. Well, I thought they were Caucasian when they actually began speaking another language. I'm like, oh, I was for sure that they was American. Yeah. And they're not.
Australian.
Yeah. It's a lot of people from Australia.
You gotta think about people that's over on this side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, it's a lot of Asian or Korean people here.
Because Vietnam is
Vietnam. You met a lot of people from Vietnam.
In North America.
Mm-hmm.
They are 10 hours away.
Yeah.
Flight, which is not bad when you're trying to leave a hostile or not the best place to come here. And most people that is here brought their whole families migrated.
It's really interesting listening to some people's stories.
But it's good, but that tells you how family orientated this place is, that not only do they just come by themselves, their whole families come, you know what I mean, together. And that's very, very different than back in the 49 or 48 states. Yeah,
and it's really, really like Ohana means family. It is really, really family oriented here. Who's that? We was talking to the guy.
Keith.
Keith. He was telling us about that. About the family, how close-knit everybody is here. You know, I was like, that's amazing. I was like, we were right at home. Like, we love this place. We like, we got to bring the kids back. Shebrew, shalom, shalom.
Well, she said she want to live here. And I seen that gas price.
Oh, the gas. We get that during the summer. It's high here all the time. It was what?
$5.61.
Yeah, $5.61 for regular gas. I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah. So, but I guess they have military here. They have all the military bases here.
No choice but to pay it.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, I mean, it's a big tourism area or whatever. But it's a military here too, you know. So, but all right, y'all, let's get rocking and rolling with this reading for today. All right, y'all. So we're starting on page 701. Book of Inspiration. These are the words of Tae, T-A-E. These are the words of Tae in Cosmon. I am light, I am central, but boundless, saith Jehovah. I give thee of my light, and when thou hast received, thou criest out, behold, I am wise. Thy corpore I made, in which to localize thee, to mature thy entity. Make sure y'all can see me. Verse 4. Without me, thou hadst not come to life. Thou art as the end of a ray of light from my person, and thou art focalized in thy corporal body. I am to thy spirit as is the sun to a ray of light. I am the light that illuminateth thy soul. The ray of light that goeth out of me taketh root in immortality, and thou art the product, the tree. That's good. Thou wert nothing, though all things that constitute thee were before thee. These I drove together and quickened. Thus I made thee. After the manner I made thee corporally, so made I thee spiritually, intellectually. As out of corpore I made thy corporal body, so out of my light, which is my very self, I built thee up in spirit with consciousness that thou art. Thou canst not add one jot or tittle to thy corporal self of thine own will and exertion. It is by and through me that the process of absorption by the blood addeth unto thee. Thy blood floweth in thy veins because of my quickening power upon thee. When I withdraw my hand, thou diest. Life and death are of me. All thy corporal part is, therefore, of me and through me. Even so is thy spirit of me also. And as thou canst not add a fraction to thy corporal self, neither canst thou add a fraction to thy spiritual self. Out of myself groweth thy spirit. Neither canst thou of thy own self manufacture or acquire or take unto thyself one new thought, nor idea, nor invention. All thought and knowledge and judgment which thou hast, I gave unto thee. As the whirlwind gathereth up dust and driveth it toward a center, so is the plan of my universe. Thou art as a center, all things come to thee from without. Thy knowledge as well as thy corporality. Excuse me, hold on, I need some water. Let me read verse 22 again. All thought and knowledge and judgment which thou hast, I gave unto thee. As the whirlwind gathereth up dust and driveth it toward a center, so is the plan of my universe. Thou art as a center. All things come to thee from without. Thy knowledge as well as thy corporality came to thee from without, from that which was external to thyself. Then that shalom, take for shalom, sis. All right, chapter 2, Book of Inspiration, page 701. Thou art of inspiration made, saith Jehovah. I made thee a corporal body, and I wrote upon it. The result thou art. And I made thee susceptible, so all things external to thyself could write upon thee. Yeah, so we literally come into the world as a blank slate. And everything that we get from outside of us for the most part, right? Nene shalom, set apart, happy new day, sis. Thou art of inspiration made, saith Jehovah. I made thee a corporal body, and I wrote upon it. The result thou art. And I made thee susceptible, so all things external to thyself could write upon thee. The sum of these is thy knowledge. As it is with thee, so is it with all men and with all the living which I created. Nor is there any knowledge in the world but what I gave. All of it is of my inspiration. Man said, by certain measures, I teach my son mathematics. I am back of all, saith Jehovah. I taught thy father's father and all who were before him. The sum of all man's knowledge is but man's capacity to perceive my light. I made thee my servant to teach thy son by certain measures. This was the road I made to reach thy son's soul. Man said, I know more than did my father, and yet my father knew more than did his father. We reason, we digest, we compound from one another. I am the all external. From me are smaller lights focalized, saith Jehovah. A man holdeth a condensing lens to the sun, and he lighteth a fire thereby, but yet the lens containeth not the heat. After such manner hast thou accumulated knowledge, yet no knowledge was of thine own begetting, but all came from me. I gave it all. The increase in knowledge now upon the earth with all the races of men is the only increase I gave. Man of himself created none of it. Neither canst thou create one thought, nor idea, nor impulse. Thou canst only gather together from my harvest or from me in person. That's good, right? Jamia, shalom, shalom. Yes, we're in chapter 3 of the Book of Inspiration, page 702. Thank you, Anita. Greetings. Okay. The eye of man I made to obtain knowledge by light, but the ear of man I made to obtain knowledge from darkness and within darkness, saith Jehovah. The power of touch I gave to man, whereby he might learn of things, their adaptability and compatibility and incompatibility with himself. These are the corporal doorways I gave unto thee, O man, whereby thou mightest receive knowledge from me and my creations consciously to thyself. Verse 4. Through these thou art constantly impregnated. Through these thy soul accumulateth knowledge of my works. Whatsoever is charged upon these doorways of thy soul is inspiration. Oh, I need another sip of water. My voice is like cracking. Think about it. Not one thought is our own. Even with our dreams, those are things from outside that are affecting us. And we're really, what we're doing, we're literally gatherers of information, and we have to sort what's good and what's bad. We keep what's good, we burn everything that's what ain't good for none but the fire. And remember, I got the matches if you ran out. Right? We really it says we're literally, what does it say? We're data points. Hold on. What does it say? It didn't say data points, but that's what I got. We're just a blank slate, and everything that comes upon us. No, it said thou art a center. That's what it said. Chapter 1, page 701, verse 24. Thou art as a center. All things come from thee from without. And we need to sort everything through, test the information, keep what we need, get rid of what we don't need. Okay. I'll start at verse 1 again. Chapter 3, page 702. The eye of man I made to obtain knowledge by light, but the ear of man I made to obtain knowledge from darkness, and within darkness, saith Jehovah. The power of touch I gave to man, whereby he might learn of things, their adaptability and compatibility and incompatibility with himself. These are the corporal doorways I gave unto thee, O man, whereby thou mightest receive knowledge from me and my creations consciously to thyself. Through these, look, y'all heard the folk. Listen, they said here there's really like no crime. They said like, what he said? He said like no predators.
No predators.
Yeah, no predators. Was he talking about people predators or animal predators? Okay, animal predators. He said they rarely have mosquitoes out here, right? You can literally sleep with your door open, don't have to worry about mosquitoes, but you do got to worry about the pigeons though. Yesterday, this they got some pretty pigeons here, right? It was white. I'm like, oh, what kind of bird that is? That's a pigeon, girl. We came up here all the way. We on the 18th floor. This has 37. They come all the way up, standing up here like, hey, how y'all doing? Y'all like the place? I'm just like, I'm about to walk in here. I'm like, whoa, buddy, back up. Like they didn't fly away like you can shoe and all this. It's like, what? This our home. We about to give you a luau from the bird community. Look, but seriously, they come up here like they right, like this they place. And so I had to, I'm back up. I'm about to close this door back up. You can get your head caught in the door. Right. So but it is fly up here, the birds. It's like the squirrels at Disney World. Remember I was telling you about them squirrels in Disney World? They walk, hey, y'all like the rides? Oh, what was your favorite park? Right. The pigeons, I mean, they're not everywhere, but it's just they're pretty white pigeons with this color, blue and pink going around them. Like they got their own lei around their neck. The lei is the flowers, the hoop dances. We get a lei when we go to the Polynesian Culture Center. Right. It was like, should we buy one from the store? Ain't nobody greet us off the planes. Like, y'all watch too many movies. Ain't nobody standing out there with leis, giving them people when they get off the plane. I'm thinking, yeah, we about to get a little, what they call it? I had the YouTube, we about to get a leg. So I'm looking around, what are dancing hula people? No, it is not like the movies. They just not waiting around with legs for new people that they see coming to visit. You get that whole experience when you go to like you go to the luau, right? So you get to choose which luau you want to go to. So that's what we're going to record, right? And we're going to record one of them authentic hakus. Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong, but you will see, you'll hear them say it. But I'm gonna see. We got our battery pack, so when they're doing it live, my husband gonna probably record it, but I'm gonna be live with it. It might be 3:00 in the morning there. I'm not sure, but just know if you slept through it, it'll be there when you wake up, so you can see. But it's beautiful, y'all. Okay, listen. Verse 4. I read again. Through these, thou art constantly impregnated. Through these, that I didn't finish what I was saying. I said that when I heard the cops or whatever. I'm wondering why I'm hearing the cops and they say this is probably one of the safest places in the world to be, really kid friendly and everything. And they said people out here all hours of the day because they come from everywhere, and you can walk out here all night long. Like it's really like no crime or anything. I'm like, well, okay, but I watched a YouTube video that said make sure you keep your doors locked, don't leave anything of value, because break-ins happen a lot. I mean, I haven't seen or heard anything shiesty or whatever since we've been here, but we may not be inland either with the people like the inner city type people. I don't know if there's such a thing as an inner city. The place is only so big. All right. Through these, thou art constantly impregnated. Through these, thy soul accumulateth knowledge of my works. Whatsoever is charged upon these doorways of thy soul is inspiration. When thou seest bread, thou art inspired to eat. When thou seest a horse, thou art inspired to ride. We're going horseback riding too. When thou touchest a nettle, thou art inspired with pain. Yet in all cases thou must have practice before thou canst comprehend the inspiration that cometh to thee from these external things. Okay, I get it. You got to experience it to understand the benefit or the lesson that you're going to learn by interacting with it. Man said, verse 8, page 702. Man said, today I remember my friend whom I saw not for many a year. Jehovah said, I made thee as a storehouse and as a book that was written before, and I gave to thee power to reread thy stores and thy book within thy soul. That's good. This was the accumulated inspiration which I had previously given thee. When thou art fevered or entranced and in diverse action from thy usual bent, thy soul turneth into these stories, and thy memory come forth wonderfully. This is the manifestation of inspiration which I had previously given thee. I made thee that thou shouldest receive inspiration, not only from the world external to thyself, but inspiration from the members of thy body. My inspiration is upon thee. My impression. I'm sorry, y'all. It's better when I stand up. I feel like I'm clogged sitting down. Okay. Okay. Verse 14. I made thee that thou shouldest receive inspiration, not only from the world external to thyself, but inspiration from the members of thy body. My impression upon thee is inspiration, but thou must realize my inspiration in order to know me. An idiot holdeth fire in his hand, and it giveth him pain, but yet he knoweth not the cause, nor whence the origin of the pain. So also I came to thee and give thee inspiration, but thou discernest not me. Another man discerneth my presence and my inspiration. He heareth me speak and seeth my person. Yet I am with both alike. One man openeth his mouth to speak, and behold, my words come forth. And yet another man saith, no man knoweth Jehovah, none have heard him. One man is sensitive as a plate for a picture, and he catcheth my light instantly, and knoweth it is from me. Another one saith, a sudden thought struck me, but he discerneth not whence it came. You think so, Tikva? Hawaii 5-0 says it's crime. I'm sure, because I done heard the sirens. That's like, what, our second time hearing sirens? Yeah, so I was wondering, yeah, I don't know what kind of, what could they really be doing here? It's full of tourists. Look, we saw, what's his face? Floyd Mayweather walking down the street. Yes, he wasn't by himself. I know the way I posted it, it seemed like you just saw him walking by himself down the street. No, he was walking with two bigger dudes and three ladies following behind him. We would have got a picture, but we was in a moving vehicle and we were sitting at the light just looking at the scene. And my husband said, that's Mayweather. And I'm looking, I'm like, you sure? I was like, this looking like. He said, no, that's Floyd Mayweather. And so I could tell he was short, and the two big towering dudes or whatever, they all had on book bags and stuff. And then he made the motion. He was over there. They was walking and talking, and he was making this motion. I'm not sure if he was talking about a previous fight, what he about to do to this next dude in Dubai, but he started doing like this. I was like, yo, that's Mayweather. I wasn't like in awe, but it didn't dawn on me to snap a picture until we started moving. And if we had been driving, I'd be like, yo, let's go park and walk in the other direction and walk up. We don't know how approachable he is, but we saw him with our eyes. I'm not sure how long he's going to be here, if we'll get to run into him while we walking or whatever, see him. I don't know. Yeah,
because up the street they got their high end Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. I was like, we know why he walking over here.
You know what I mean, they got some stores out here.
Yeah,
it's like not Rodeo Drive, but it's, you know what I mean. I would have never thought for Hawaii to have them type of stores. You know what I mean, like that.
Yeah. And nobody questions the natives of that land. Oh, like they blame it. If something go wrong, it's automatically the tourists. You see, that's why you say nobody questions the natives of this land. I mean, I guess we would make for good fall guys, right? Not me. I hope we don't get caught up in none of that. Keep my head on the swivel. But yeah, y'all. Okay, where we at? 38 minutes. Chapter 4, page 702. When the infant is young, my light is its first knowledge, saith Jehovah. It seeth me and heareth me, and it seeth and heareth my angels. By the pressure of my light upon its corporal eyes and ears, it learneth to see and hear corporally. This is the beginning of two senses, which I created to grow parallel to each other and equal in strength. But the infant, being in the corporal world, heedeth more the things that appeal to the corporal senses than such as appeal to the spiritual senses. So that one person groweth up, forgetting me and my angels, he is a skeptic. But another person groweth up, remembering me and my angels, he is a believer. And behold, thou, O man, inquirest of them, whence came the idea of a creator and all person. And one of them answereth thee, it is inherent, it is natural. But the other answereth, it is folly, it came from darkness. But I say unto thee, O man, darkness cannot create an idea. Not even darkness would be known, but for the light I make beside it. That's good. Thou canst not imagine any animal under the sun which I have not created. Man said, I imagine a horse with a fish's head and fins. Whosoever thou inventest, said Jehovah, thou but takest the parts of one of my creations and puttest them together. Wow, he said, you ain't gonna create nothing that I didn't already create. Right? You gonna mix and match stuff, that which get me back to my mixing and matching of the people, right? Hold on. Let me finish my thought about this. You want to create a man horse Well, you taking man that I created and you took the horse and you spliced them together, and what you call them, a centurion or a centaur or whatever, right? Ain't nothing you can create is new. You're taking portions of my creations, right? But listen, I was thinking about this. I wanted to run this past y'all. Y'all let me know. This might not fly in the community of the brews, right? But it was just a thought. So while I'm out here and I'm observing the people, right? People coming from all over the world. And so they come in, and we can tell we've seen it, everywhere people go, they mix with the natives of the land. Whether you're military, you're there for a while, you decide to take a spouse from there or whatever. You're from different cultures, communities, races, backgrounds, or whatever. You're going to mix and you're going to create like a new race, right? So I was thinking about this yesterday. So I'm like, all these different people, and I'm looking at the natives of the land. Learned a little bit of history about I'm gonna just tell you what we learned, right? What is that? Now, this is not to sound racist, people. This is not to sound racist. They call Caucasian people howlies. Because I was like a wolf howling. He said, yeah, they call them howlies. And like I say, I'm just explaining what the gentleman explained to us. Yeah, he said, and how it was told to him, because he a black guy too, right? And we was literally walking through here trying to see how many people that look like us that we see over here. It's like, why aren't more of our people over here? Just natural things you observe from where you come from, the colors of people and all that stuff, right? And so we were looking, and he explained. He said that they call it's kind of like the colonization story, like from the Americas or whatever. And so he said they call them howlies because they came over here and they just like took over everything, right? And so he said, you don't really see a lot of racism over here, but the natives of the land really don't. And like I said, it's not to be racist, I'm just sharing the story so I can tell you what I was observing. He said, they don't really care for the howlies. He said, now they love black people, right? He said, because our plights are similar with what happened to us and what happens to them, so they there's like brothers and sisters. I was like, I see it. You can like feel that they look like the light-skinned version of us. Some of the features are maybe like it's like more Asiatic kind of a little bit, but you can tell the difference. Like when I say they look like The Rock from y'all know who The Rock is, Dwayne Johnson. They do all kind of not to sound racist, but they do have like those same features and stuff where you can tell the natives of the land from everybody else, but you can also tell the offspring of the natives and whoever they mixed with. Like it is really clear to see that if you have the native, and even some of the ones that was on the ship's crew last night, there was a dude that looked like my brother Jonathan. The beard, the guy he was our waitress looked like Soraya, right? And the one up here, dude,
he didn't look
young,
like him, but
he it's like, yeah, I was like, dude been mixed with some black people. One of his parents is black, right? Because not a lot of them can grow like facial hair or whatever.
With that, they can't grow facial hair with that texture of hair. Because we know our texture of hair. We know that's one of the ways how we tell if they got that in them, because the hair don't lie.
Right. And he still had like a fine grade of hair, but it's like my brother's grade of hair. And both of our parents are black, but my mom, but the mixture is everywhere. But you could tell, and you could tell that he was mixed with black people. I was like, this boy look just like my brother. But yeah, you can tell when they're mixed with the Korean people. It's just it's a lot of that, and I can understand why, because it's a lot of people that's moved from Vietnam over here. Yeah, and a lot of Korean people that are mixed over here. Like you can like look it. I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to sound racist, but it's just things that I notice when I look at them. It's really easy to tell, maybe, unless they got other things mixed with them. But you can. Am I explaining that right?
Right, you explain it right. But okay. I think you don't do a whole lot of that when you are in the States, because you're not looking at culture.
Yeah.
When you go into different places, that's one of the things that you look for is cultural, is because that's the whole point of you going to certain regions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, of the world. So
yeah, so
that's the reason why you explain it the way that you are, is because you come in for the cultural experience.
Yeah,
also
like
with the scenery. Back
at home, I guess it was like, you're the sound racist, you better not say nothing like that. Well, I'm trying to explain it. Hold on. Use other network. Crud. Hold on. Use other network. Can y'all still? Oh, the kids trying to call. Babe, do me a favor. Call the house. They don't. Y'all see? Okay. I don't know. Key, hey girl, hey. Stephen, shalom. So, but that's one of the things you will see. They it's like they freely mix, and it's like, okay. I mean, it's okay. I just make sure I'm explaining this the right way. But that's one thing I noticed is like it's okay, and nobody's like staring at people for real. It ain't really so much the staring either in the States, because people are just like mixed all over, but it's just like freely mix, like whatever color flavor you like, it's okay, like mixing all that. I've never really, I mean, I've been to some places, but like you can feel like there is.
Think about this. You're on the island. What else could you think?
Right.
I mean, what else we gonna do? We're gonna, do abstinence? That ain't happening. You know what I mean? They're gonna deal with each other, and it don't matter. They still look at you as human, not as color.
Yeah. Right. So that was the whole point of me even bringing this up. Right. This. Hold on. What did this say? This said, forgetting me, another growth of remembering. No, it's something that I read. I just wanted to tie it in out. But anyway, it's like with us being blank slates, right? Where we can choose, okay, that's compatible, that's not compatible. Clearly, all human races, we're compatible, because when we get together, we know we're compatible because we can reproduce, and we will still produce our own kind. We got eyes in the right place, ears in the right place, all the organs in the right place along the spine, all this stuff. I mean, all the races that we have now are compatible with one another, and we can reproduce after our own kind. So that's something I was observing while I was looking at the different people, even more so just looking at I don't know necessarily the difference, but just being in a different place, a different type culture, and looking at how the people interact with one another. It's amazing. And it's like, while I was sitting on a cruise yesterday, just looking at the different people around and just talking and the mingling and all that stuff. It's like all I thought about the baking of a cake and ingredients, right? And that's why I said what I'm about to explain now. Some people, especially other races, might be more apt to agree with this than some of our Hebrew brethren and sisters because of our plight, or Black people altogether. But I was looking at it, and especially if you were really indoctrinated in religion, people say you just mate or you be with your own kind, and they're just talking about color. But remember, the whole race factor thing, where people were pitted against the different colors of people, is like a recent thing, right? So I was looking at it, and I was like, the different colors of races are like ingredients for a bigger cake. You can't hear me? I think it's because the thing popped in. Nene. I think that's what happened. Hold on. I'm going to end it, and I'm going to start it right back again. I'm going to close it. I'm going to open it right back up. Hold on. I think I figured out what happened yesterday. Because a call came through and it cut me off. Because like if I'm watching something on Facebook, it'll do that and a sound will go out. And I think that's what happened.
You can't touch the screen?
You can, but like when I'm recording, it's weird. It's different. Okay. Okay, that should have fixed it. Okay. So what I was saying is, I was noticing with the different races and colors of people, it's almost like the different races are in, like, we're like raw. I'm not raw ingredients, because I've been thoroughly mixed through the generations. It was like we were raw ingredients to bake a cake. Because when you got raw ingredients, the raw ingredients are like good by themselves, right? Just add a little seasoning on them. Like think about the ingredients for cakes. You're right. You got the different ones. Eggs. You can.
Tin skin.
Tin skin.
Is that you remember that stuff I put on my head that one time, and it was unwatered down. And he's like, babe, you're not supposed to put that in your head raw like that.
You set your head on fire. The tea tree.
Tea tree. That was when you said raw.
I'm like, you need a carrier oil for that.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. That's what had me think about it. Besides that ingredient that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it mellows it out. It.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet you'll never forget that day, huh? Head on fire. Listen, so you got the raw ingredients, right? And some people would look at this like you just try to make excuse to mingle with people you shouldn't be mingling with. But no, I was really looking at just observing this, right? And it's like they create, when you get the raw ingredients of the different races coming together and they mingle and they mix and they create a different offspring. They create whatever you want to call it. I'm trying not to sound racist here, but they create like a lighter version where you can see the mixture of the two races within them, and they produce like a different color. They're lighter, call them light-skinned mixed people, mulatto, whatever, right? But it's still, according to the laws of the creator, it's not one of those things that we would consider an abomination because of the nature of the reproduction and the product that becomes of it, right? So that's how I'm looking at things now, not so much from the racial standpoint, or you black, you should marry somebody black, or don't water down your race and stuff like that. It's like, even being in that type of mindset, it keeps people separated and it takes us away from the creator. I'm just reassessing a whole lot of things here. Even some of the trips of my earlier years in life, while I was in the military, just mingling and observing the different people groups and the colors and stuff. And it's always been amazing to me, the different varieties of, it's like Baskin Robbins. How many flavors Baskin Robbins?
36.
Well, it's more than 36 now, right? But it's amazing. And the whole point of saying it, it's like the races, the pure races were like raw ingredients. And in Cosmon, from what I'm understanding, in Cosmon era, right? What does it tell us? That that the nations that have been separated, we're going to start, because at first when we're created, right, you're put over here, you got like Asian people here, then you got Caucasian people here, you got black people here, and you got the whatever color people here, right? And so you got like undiluted races. But then there comes a time for where, okay, we didn't develop whatever, and now at the time as we're growing mentally, intellectually, we're learning how to merge and travel, and you begin to mix, right? And it says people are going to come from one land into another, and we'll begin mixing and all this stuff. And I think this was supposed to happen, at least from my understanding of everything today, even reading through Oahspe, right? I ain't telling y'all to go out here. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? I'm just telling you what I've been observing.
Are you looking at color? Or are you looking at the intent?
I'm trying not to look at color like they taught us to look at color from America, like you black, you white, anybody white is a colonizer, you a slave mentality. I'm trying to do away with the stereotypes just by observing and actually, clearly we can see the outcome of some of that stuff of indoctrination, but I'm trying to look at it from a higher light, from the way the Father looks at us, right? And
with the pureness of heart.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Because if it's not looked at with the pureness of heart from both sides, man and woman, then you're right. Then that indoctrination is going to start coming in. It's going to start controlling your thoughts, which then still will steer your heart in a different direction than what it's supposed to be.
Right, yeah. And then you start looking at people side-eyed or feeling like you don't belong, or are we doing something right? We're two different colors. We can't go here. We may, we of the wrong color. It shouldn't be any of that. The Creator said, this is my land. This is my place. You got freedom to Go anywhere, experience the different things, look at nature, the different colors and all. I'm just looking at nature, comparing things.
And people gonna say everything. They gonna say, well, we weren't supposed to come over here, and we're supposed to stay in our land.
You took us from our land.
We're supposed to stay in our land and have this right here towards us.
Yeah, I mean, but according to Cosmon and how we're growing, that can't be. It can't stay that way forever. There was a time for that, but now the time, because everybody has different areas of expertise in life, just like teachers, right? If you need to learn something, because look at this, everybody might not agree with this, but let me just say what I've noticed, right? I'm trying to get out of using the word colonizer, right? Okay. So if you look at what, and y'all get it, right? I ain't trying to sound racist. People who they label as being a colonizer, right? They have a certain type of when it comes to building intellect, even if they're using the native peoples to build, or whether you want to call them slaves, employees, or whatever. They have their strengths. Yeah, they have their strengths. And that is a strength that the taskmaster, colonizer, Caucasian people, whatever, and not that they're the only ones, but as a whole, that is going across the whole earth that we can see, they're the ones who, when they see something, or we want to build here, that's land. We don't care that it's your land. We're gonna build it up, and I just want to make sure I'm saying this right. We're gonna make sure it's a place where we all can travel. So and I would say it may have taken longer. I'm just trying to be careful with my words. I ain't trying to be reported for, this is a racist channel now. Oh, okay. I'm just trying to explain what I'm observing. But if it wasn't for, now the manner they did it could have been better. They ain't had enslaved people and whoop them and kill them and stuff like that. They could have just, because the different places you go, the people are like welcoming. They're like, hey, come to our land, let us show you what we got, right? They could have gone with that and flowed with the natives and probably accomplished the same thing, instead of, I see the resources, we're going to be their friend and we're just going to take over everything, build it up how we want it, and we're going to make them employees for us doing whatever we want to do. That could have been done in a different way, but they are able to come and get things built and just go through. And the building of civilizations, they're kind of like the administrators, so to speak, right? But they just depend. Different places you go, because you got in different places you go, depending on, they could look a little different. It's just from the West, we're just so familiar with calling them or looking at them like the white man, or so to speak, or whatever. But you have that same mindset, a group of people just about everywhere, and they come and they help develop the lands a whole lot faster than what maybe some of the natives have done, because maybe the natives of this land, maybe they're not already well interconnected with other places that has some of the resources that they could use. So they're able to go getting resources, and they come with resources, and they're able to extract resources from the land and help build up the place. And sometimes they go about it in a just wrong manner and they treat people wrong. I'm not agreeing with that part, but I'm just looking at the strengths and weaknesses of the different peoples all around the world, and how we interconnect. And if certain things weren't certain ways, what would this look like now, right? So I think all of this stuff is like coming together, right?
I think honestly, it could have been done differently. I think if it would have been done differently, we were still going to get to the same place eventually. I think if we would work together instead of using it as against each other, which should have never been. I mean, what you're going to need somebody to help you for, and it's different spirituality things that we do see after the fact. But Go ahead, man. Set
apart. Set apart before the late 1800s White did not mean skin color. It meant class, mainly upper class. Yeah, thank you. That's what I was like trying to explain, because like being westernized now, sometimes people don't even know that, and they just think it's always been this race thing, like the white man against the every other color. And you know, so that's what I'm trying to make sure I'm explaining the right way.
Think about that. When you're using class, you're still bringing a division.
It is.
Think about it. In Africa, we was upper class.
Right. Yeah. That's why I was saying, depending on where you were at.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Make sure I was explaining that the right way, because sometimes you just got like you got like all the same color people, but there's a group of people like the administrators of that color, to where like when we look at like from America, it's like, oh, that's the white man or whatever. But it doesn't matter whether you always have that mindset that the administrators from that land that help get the building and things done, to where it's just the different talents and the different talents and stuff that the Creator has given you to be able to do things. It's just like the body, right? Some people are the eyes, some are the ears, some are the brain, some are the private parts, or whatever. It's the same thing what I'm noticing everywhere we look, right? So I'm just trying to look at everything now from that perspective, and really just break my indoctrination and all the racial biases and all of those different things, right? So yeah, that's something that I've really been noticing and just observing, you know, when we travel. And here it's you can like really see it. I mean, I guess you can see it in America, but just kind of sometimes it's just like it becomes familiar because you live there and like, oh, this is a thing. But it really don't hit until you get into another culture and you're like outside of your comfort zone, and you're like, it's like it hits you afresh, right, and you're paying attention, and right, it's like, yeah, you know. So okay. All right. Let me finish this chapter 4, and we're gonna end after this, y'all. We at because we still early in the morning. What time is it here?
Almost 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock in the morning. We got an early start day. Yeah, so
I got 4 things we got to book.
Yeah, so we're gonna get a couple more hours of sleep, and then you will see some.
Please understand.
Yeah, if I'm late again, y'all, I'm trying to get these times down. So
it is 6 hours. It's not like an hour. You get what I'm saying? If it was an hour, then you'll understand that. But you talking about?
Yeah, it's like
it's over half a shift that somebody's working at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the time zone.
Yeah. Okay, let me just, because I didn't say it so much. We was only on like verse 8. So I'm going to just start the whole chapter 4 over again. It's 22 verses. Chapter 4 in the Book of Inspiration is on page 702. Okay. Going back to verse 1. When the infant is young, my light is its first knowledge, saith Jehovah. It seeth me and heareth me, and it seeth and heareth my angels. By the pressure of my light upon its corporal eyes and ears, it learneth to see and hear corporally. This is the beginning of 2 senses, which I created to grow parallel to each other and equal in strength. But the infant, being in the corporal world, heedeth more the things that appeal to the corporal senses than such as appeal to the spiritual senses, so that one person groweth up, forgetting me and my angels. He is a skeptic. But another person groweth up, remembering me and my angels. He is a believer. And behold, thou, O man, inquirest of them whence came the idea of a creator and all person. And one of them answereth thee, it is inherent, it is natural. But the other answereth, it is folly, it came from darkness. But I say unto thee, O man, darkness cannot create an idea. Not even darkness would be known, but for the light I make beside it. Thou canst not imagine, and that's what I got off. Not got off, but that's when I started talking about that. Like we won't even notice that we're different until something contrasting comes along. That's when I started talking about this. That was good. Okay. But I say unto thee, O man, darkness cannot create an idea. Not even darkness would be known, but for the light I make beside it. Thou canst not imagine any animal under the sun which I have not created. Man said, I imagine a horse with a fish's head and fins. Whatsoever thou inventest, saith Jehovah, thou but takest the parts of one of my creations and puttest them together. Let this prove unto thee, if thou canst not invent a new living creature, that thy forefathers did not so do either in regard to me. Nevertheless, thou hast a thought and an idea of me and my person, and thou hast a thought and an idea of the spirits of the dead. By my presence and inspiration upon thee, I taught thee I am a person. By the inspiration and presence of my angels, I taught thee of them also. My inspiration upon the bird causeth it to sing. By my presence, I teach it to build a nest. By my presence, I color one rose red and another white. Proof of my, oh my gosh. Listen to this. Listen to this. Proof of my person is in the harmony of the whole, and of every one being a person of itself, perfect in its order. That kind of sums up everything that I was just talking about, trying to explain what I'm observing here.
Like we said, how can we give him
this?
He just know how to. He just created that.
Yeah, it's like
say what he say to us. He know how to do it.
Like, how can we?
He know how to make our souls rejoice to him.
Yes, it's just like, man, listen. If y'all ain't did no kind of traveling, y'all gotta get out of y'all neighborhoods, out y'all states, and just go somewhere, experience something amazing, right? I don't even think you can grow spiritually.
See, the good thing is this:
be rounded spiritually.
The good thing is this:
if you don't travel and see other things other than you,
good places, so you can get the good kind genders and jesters.
Yeah.
Go around those places first.
Mm-hmm.
Before you go deal with other people that might turn you wrong. So that don't be your first experience. Mm-hmm. But going to these places, you having bad reviews, you telling people, and it stop people from going there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So go around the good places and stay around that so you can see the beauty of it before you go into the places that you might be ready for or might not be ready for places. So
take the time to learn about their culture before you go. Things that are disrespectful here, that's like a daily thing where we come from. The greetings, the different things like that. Things that can be frowned upon as a disrespect to the land, to the native people. Some of those things we're learning. trying to rush me? But I'm just saying, y'all really have to go experience just different places. I know a lot of y'all have, but if you haven't, just take the leap. Just plan something. If you've never been out of your state, they got all kinds of stuff. Go like the Groupon or Priceline, all that stuff. Just if you too scared to go by yourself, find a friend that's like, girl, you know me, I'll go anywhere at the drop of a dime. Let's go. Hook up with a friend like that, but not nobody that's gonna get you killed or end up in jail for doing something. But just take steps and grow, and just even if you don't have the funds or resources, we got YouTube. Use YouTube to begin to change your mind. Look at people who are traveling different places. There's one place that you wish you could visit. Start looking at videos on how to do that. And then they have people that travel on budgets and shoestring budgets. We never thought we'd be able to visit this place, but this is what we did. Get some of those ideas. It's like you're opening up yourself to a whole new world. Things that you never thought were possible are absolutely possible, and they're within reach. Like some places we didn't think we'd ever go, and we don't make the most money, but we've become just a little bit more disciplined in our money habits, to where we're able to do certain things. Some things we got to plan for, but there's also coupons and discounts and all these type of things that you can take into account just to experience the world, right? And it's not really until you do that, until you can really begin, especially from America, and I'm just saying this because I'm from America and I knew how I was indoctrinated, you can't even really truly, I mean, you can in certain ways begin to break biases and indoctrinations and stuff, but it happens on a whole nother level when you get outside of your comfort zone and experience the way people live in different parts of the world, how they interact with one another. In some places where color is not even a thing, they look at you like children look at you out of purity, playing with one another. Children could have all kinds of colors and wouldn't even care. They'll still, let me get some of your ice cream, and you look like a green alien. You are not even of our species. It's us who teach children to be biased. Remember, we come in as a blank slate, and however they act is the information that was imprinted upon their soul, their blank slate, and they're acting this way because it was modeled before them. Sometimes we need to change the models that we have in front of us, y'all. And it's just like,
and we're able to do that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, any little thing we learn, look, discount here, discount there, go here, y'all. This is what I'll share the stuff that we come across or whatever, right? Listen, I know sometimes when you hear the word timeshare has developed in certain ways over the years. From what we first learned about when we were younger and what they are. But they have different places, like we're doing like the Hilton Vacation Club, right? And so you can travel everywhere. But because we have a bigger family, it benefits us to have things like this, whereas like people, you just got one or two people, maybe just two kids, it's a lot cheaper for you to do it other ways, and you can spend like cash or whatever. But because we have so many and we want our children to really experience not just life, but their education, learn not just from a book, but interacting with the cultures and things that we read about and we see on TV, we're looking at different ways on how to do that, so we can bring resources into us that we can use where all of our family, where we ain't got to take them long Chevy Chase road trips, 15 hours. No, everybody gets a plane ticket today. Because we can't do the hollering and screaming, oh, we there yet. We're going back home, and we ain't been on the road for an hour yet. I'm sick of all yous.
We have done that.
We sick of doing that. Renting them, calling the rapper vans.
Yeah, but I mean, the main thing is, just change, man. It's not that hard if you want it. You know what I mean? The main thing, like I've always told, baby, is change is not hard when your mind is made up.
Yeah.
The hardest thing is getting your mind made up.
Yeah.
That is the hardest fight for a whole lot of people. Making up your mind. Mm-hmm. What direction are we going? Don't know. Could be, don't know.
Yeah. You just got to choose something.
Sit there for the 20 years, you're going to sit there for your life. But you rather work for somebody and hope to retire in 20 years and hope that you live that long. No, man, change your environment, change it. It's up to you. You can do that right on the tip of your tongue.
I know, right? Mariah, aloha. You trying to go to South Korea? It's a lot of people here from South Korea. Set apart, you say your granddaughter's in South Korea, right? Oh. It's a lot of people, and they're pretty nice, right? But that's a place I would love to go. Definitely, we want to go to China because we want to see. We know it's not. I mean, it's still up, and but everybody can visit it now. The Great Wall of China. We read about that in Oahspe. I actually want to go there and like touch it and walk along it, and not just me and my husband. We want to bring our children. That we got planned for that a little while, but. Certain resources and stuff we have. Like, I know, breathe in the air. Look, I got here. Look, get in the shower. I'm like, Hawaiian water on my body, and just it smells so good here. Like we can sleep with this open. We 18 stories up. We ain't got to worry about flies and nothing coming in here. Mosquito. I mean, except for the white pigeons. I'm gonna get it. No. I'm just saying because it was the prettiest pigeon I ever seen in my life. I mean, I guess down by the water, we see like the gray, light gray, dark gray, like.
But see, listen, that is to tell you, the pigeons are colorful.
Yeah, we ain't never seen this kind before. So
many different other pigeons, they ain't even racist. So if they ain't racist, how dare us to not be as if the animals or the birds are?
Hold on, let me see if I can. Hold on,
I ain't trying to tell you to go out here and be a garden tool, but I'm just saying, have fun.
Listen, okay, so y'all saw this. Hold on, I'm trying to hold this up so y'all can see. Okay, so Y'all saw how the night changes into day, over the mountains. It is so beautiful. Hold on. Let me see if I can take y'all out. We right here.
Hey, just give it to them tomorrow or today, later on today.
I was gonna take them on the balcony. Look, I'm Audrey. I'm getting over my fear of heights. He want to go zip lining, but this zip lining is not like our zip lining.
So let me tell you something.
I almost passed out just looking at it.
So we go on the tour yesterday. So the tour guide, he steps out there. Pam got the camera. She just following him on out on the balcony. After she stopped looking through that doggone camera and she really seen she was on that balcony,
almost ran
I'm
trying to get back into the what you call it. I'm like, oh my gosh. Here's what's crazy. Here's what's crazy. That's how I know it's like even these fears and stuff. It's a mind thing and trying to control here, right? Because like I was just walking out, of course, and I'm looking through the lens and everything. But once I started thinking, oh my gosh, I'm up high. My feet started to get this tingling feeling and they got weak. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to back in. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, I was just standing out here recording this and like not even thinking about it. Like I was okay. And for a moment, it was like I wasn't afraid of heights. And what was up? Where did we go there? We was high.
It was like 18, 19 feet. I mean,
no, we're 18 here over there. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, it was like once you start thinking about it, your body starts doing things like, oh yeah, remember you afraid of heights. Throw the legs out. Oh.
Let me tell you something. And this is everybody, if you heard older people who went through this, they'll tell you. You are fine, you living good.
You always be hyping me up. She said you should go.
Yeah, she's gonna go, don't worry about it. But if people, all right.
Trying to get rent some GoPros.
Listen, if people who been through things, this is how I tell you how strong your mind is. People who are fine, in their mind they're healthy. Once they get the doctor report that they have cancer, look at their mind frame and look at their bodies after that. Now they probably did stage 4 cancer. Didn't know a clue about it. Didn't even when he was sick.
Moving around, not tired or nothing. They just go in for their normal checkup.
Once the doctor gives them that information,
new information imprinting on their soul.
And then once they process that, and the main thing is this is the main thing. Once you believe it, it affects not only yourself, but it affects your surroundings.
Yeah.
That is to tell you how strong your mind is.
Yeah. So we really got to get control of this thing, y'all. Just like I'm sitting here and I was thinking, just like I talk Josh, my 11-year-old son, this is nothing but a simulation. We're really not up in the air, but sometimes you do really be up in the air. Like we're going to really be up in the air, right? So now I got to say something else. Okay, I'm under the weight, so that's fine there. Y'all do the maintenance on this. Everything is good. Ain't nobody flew off of here. Ain't nobody dropped today because my mind started, oh my gosh, what if this happened? So I started asking all kind of questions that further talked me out of doing what I said I was going to do to help kick this fear. So really, you really have to control this.
Think about this.
So I'm trying to do things to break it. Do things I'm scared to do.
It didn't take you overnight to get in the situation. It's not going to take you overnight to get out of the situation. As long as you had that fear, it's going to take you that much longer to try things, to do things, to get out of. You got to reverse it back out.
Yeah.
Just like you walk in the room, how you get out of the room? Backtrack yourself back out.
I'm in Hawaii. That's what I'm trying to talk to myself. Like, Pam, this is your first time being. You got to go do it. Yeah. So look, I be talking to myself all the time. My husband is just booking stuff.
One thing I told my wife is this, and I know people, when you're an individual, you feel like, me is me, you is you, okay, that's fine. But when you've been married for 21 years, next year will be the 22nd year, and that would be, we would be equally married the same time we was alive.
Yeah.
Once you go over to 23.
So we got married at what?
22. 22.
Yeah, we'll be married long as we were single. Yeah.
Or alive. We've been married longer than we have been. Well, not alive.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Single.
Yeah, single. Yeah.
So I told my wife this. I said, you know, the Father forbid.
Wow, Tickful.
If we ever passed, I don't want to live without you, because we are as one. I don't want to live a day without you, and I hope, you know what I mean, it is what it is if she feel that way without me. But I feel like that whenever we going on like high stuff, like she took me Paracel, I'm like, listen here, man. I'm not in control of if it's just time for me to be with you.
Because if this rope snap off this boat and we fly off, we both together.
Yeah. So that's how I think about it. And it calms me down to be like, okay, let's do it. You know what I mean? But remember, this is already written. Your life was already written. You can't dodge that bullet. You can think you are.
Maybe I can adjust some stuff.
Okay.
You had what planned?
But then you go out here and you get hit by a car.
Oh yeah, right.
Like Sylvester Stallone on that doggone movie that, you know.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's
you ain't gonna crack the balls back. So.
It is what what was that called? Yeah, because he was a superhero living. I forgot. Yeah. Yeah. But that's it, y'all.
It was good though, man. I mean, you just gotta. I mean, it's just listen.
Oh, you're welcome, Key. Looking for an all-inclusive trip for the fam.
Once you see different, man, that's when your mind changes. You know what I mean? No matter if it's YouTube, no matter what it is, that's when your mind changes. So
yeah,
just gotta try to see better and see different, man. That's all.
Yeah, I know, right? Back to what you were saying about the doctors giving a report. Tikva said, "Oh, Tikva, we ain't check out the spy yet." She said that happened with my grandma. Took her to the doctor. 8-2. She had Alzheimer's disease. He said she had like 3 to 6 months. She heard it and died 9-2 exactly 30 days later. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, but yeah, it's just it like things like that. That's why I'm so adamant about. I know I be playing around and stuff, but it's sometimes it's hard to break habits and fears and stuff that you've held onto all your life, because sometimes people, when they get doctor's reports like that, if they've already been in the habit of developing themselves and ain't no bad information gonna get me down, they take that same mindset with all the information that they get and they process it through those filters. We're gonna beat this. You ain't said nothing but a word, right? You are not God. You can't tell me when my life expires, you know. But if you haven't already developed yourself to be that way and have that certain type of attitude, you know, sometimes the doctor's prophecy comes to pass, right? Because
who's stronger,
right? Who's stronger spiritually? I would say spiritually, right? You have information coming corporally that affects you spiritually. When your spirit should take that information and do what it needs to do and bring it in line with its stronger spirit, and everything that ain't good for nothing but the fire. Just get sets on fire.
That's real good, babe. I mean, that should be. I mean, even through reading and you know what I mean. Who is strong?
Right.
Who have more control over you?
Right.
You know,
we should be in control of our own.
Because we make a choice to serve
Him. And our avatars, our bodies.
We make a choice to serve Him.
Right.
You know, once you make that choice, I think wisdom will come.
Mm-hmm. That
you don't have to so much keep on going out here knocking and searching and picking up every unturned stone. You don't have to do it as much because who you serve, who you voluntarily serve.
Yeah.
With my right, I can choose anything in life. I choose to serve you. Mm-hmm. With my thoughts, I can think about anything. I think about you. So, listen.
Yeah. All right. I like what Stephen said. He said, that's right. And that's what he wants from us in the spiritual, to experience him, keep ascending and elevating. Yeah, I like that. Okay, y'all. But let's go ahead and wrap this up. I'm gonna let you know. We're gonna
wrap up the thing when we giving praise and honor to you. That's already wrapped up in you.
I know, right? We got a few more hours. We're trying to make sure our bodies are completely rejuvenated. I don't even know if I'm gonna go back to sleep now. I think my body took the sleep that it needed at this point. Yeah. So, but I think
I'm gonna go back to sleep, Jack. But it's good that we're trying to get ourselves together. I ain't got the first watch on for tomorrow.
I'm looking at my wrist.
The flick of the wrist.
5:19. It's 5:19 here. 5.
But I just think like, how could you wrap up something that's you already wrapped in? You know what I mean? It's just,
I love that.
Let's just leave.
How can you wrap up something that you already wrapped in?
We
wrapped in the Father's arms and His love. This is amazing.
Yeah, because you choose this. It's a better feeling being. It's a better feeling choosing than to have someone like make you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Force you. You know what I mean? Of course you're supposed to rebel if somebody's forcing you to do something. Yeah. Why? Because you yourself don't see it yet.
Yeah.
You don't feel it yet. It's not tangible yet. So yes, you're gonna rebel. But once you make a choice, I will come crawling if need be. Crawling need be to be closer to you.
Oh, babe. Yeah, I know, right? Key said, y'all miss the babies?
Yeah, of course, every day we do, but guess what?
These jokers don't give us a chance to miss them. Oh, they be blowing up the phone like, first of all, do you know it is 1 o'clock in the morning here? I know y'all outside riding y'all bikes.
1 o'clock in the morning, because we ain't there. So
we got cameras and everything, doorbells. We see every time they go in and out the house. Who is that? Jeremiah trying to be slick.
My son,
he curfew.
Doggone well.
Oh, you gonna try?
He be there right at the curfew time. If not, he jumps with a leap of faith to that door. He better be in there at this man. He better be in there on time, boy. So we've been gone.
He gonna try. Knew he was gonna try.
I knew he was gonna try because once the cat is away,
Jeremiah Murphy.
Once the cat is away, the mouse should play.
And his girlfriend.
So his butt called us after curfew saying, "We just not getting our food." He knew what I would have did if I was there. That's the last time you're gonna use them teeth to chew up any food. So you ain't gotta worry about that. I ain't gotta worry about that next time.
Of course, he exaggerating a little bit. Yeah, but he trying to say, like, first of all, don't you know, every time somebody even comes in the perimeter of our house, you're being recorded. And we get alarms to our phone. Literally, there's a whistle to let you know you being recorded. So we know what time you pull up, who is walking,
and the reason, if, most criminals are dumb. Like, most criminals are dumb, right? Because they're doing dumb stuff, being a criminal, had all the things you could be.
Right, with all this time.
But most people, guess what happens? The whistle is for dumb people to turn around and look at the camera. We got you.
Yeah, so he calls talking about something. Well, we didn't realize it was going to take them this long to bring us our food, and it's going to put me over the curb. If I know my son, right? Because we let him slide a little bit, he going to keep trying to go. And every night he's going to get a little bit later and later.
My wife now, she is a secured wife. Let me just say that, right? She don't have to rah-rah. I got that on lock.
He can do that. He can do that.
My nature.
I I play the good guy all the time.
Right.
Except for the time when Elijah tried it.
They'll call my wife. Mama, can we get $20 so we can buy games? They will call her. Now, I leave certain things for chance. I leave it for chance. And the reason why I leave it for chance is because it's my wife's discretion. I'm already know. They know my first name is No James. So, but of course we do miss them. But like my wife said, they don't give us time to miss them. But it is you got to listen.
All day
every
long.
Marriage couple needs some type of time away to date again, to code again. Because remember something, y'all once was that before them kids came. But me and my wife was high school sweethearts. You know what I mean? We experienced without kids only for a year. Then we experienced kids for
back to back. Grandbabies coming in. They do not live here. Why is they here all the time? No, I love my babies. But yeah, seriously, real talk though. Because once all
then you find your grandbabies. Let me say this: you find your grandbabies. Now your kids, they know. Your kids know how hood you is. They know that. They know what a belt is. They seen that. But these other kids come along that they say they put $1,000 in front of them. Your grandkids. And you say something to them, they just stare at you.
Like,
you small. Like, who is this small person? Like, I'm your size. So I'm like 2 foot. I'm small like you. They just stare at you after you tell them to do something. And I begin sweat beads on my head because I'm like,
you know how, you know, I found my mama doing that sometime, right? So when if my kids do something, if my mom at my house or whatever, you know how they try to stay in their lane, and then they do something, your mama, right? You gonna let them do that? Like, let me turn, and they, let it had been me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what should I beat them? Because we let this fly in the house. And so we get it when my son and his grandbabies come over. I found myself.
Our son, his kids.
Yeah.
His grandbabies.
Yeah, our son and his kids, which are our grandbabies, they come over to the house. Go ahead with the.
Oh, yeah.
You start getting sweat beads on your.
I get sweat beads on my head. Like, it sounded me like, ooh, like a choo-choo train. I'm about to choo-choo. Like, go berserk. Why? Listen, I never had a child look at me as long as this child look at me. Like this child don't blink or break eye contact. So I feel like I'm being tested, right?
In my own house.
And then my daddy used to raise us. My daddy said this right here.
I know picked it up. Did y'all hear me? I know I said picked it up. This little child.
My daddy said this right here. And sorry to say it, but I'm about to say it. All black parents know this, what I'm about to say.
I don't know what he about to say, y'all.
My parents used to tell me this.
I'm gonna just turn.
Who you think you is? And you better say nobody. If you say James or your name and they named you, partner, you finna get smacked. I mean, hard. So, and I just looked at that child and I was scared. I was scared of the result if I asked this child, who you think you is? I think that joker would have said,
he would have said his own.
I am.
Listen, so I think Elijah picked up real quick. Who was that? That was Jackson. Or was it Jason and Jackson? They both be.
No, it is the middle one.
Jackson, oh yeah.
It's like he just, do I want to be a baby or do I want to be like Deuce? I don't know which way. So he's in the middle. I give him that grace until you do it to me twice. You know better. But go ahead. But
yeah, so then Elijah was there and James looking at him like, boy, you heard what I said? And Elijah, he got that look like I would do like, well, what I'm supposed to say? And she's like, And Elijah looking at his daddy, looking at Jackson like, no, because he don't want his daddy to get.
No, Elijah came and scooted him like, boy, what's wrong with y'all? But it took him a second to look at me.
Yeah,
like,
to realize what was happening.
Daddy? I'm like, I raised my eyebrow. He's okay. Come here, get over here. I'm like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I said, yeah, you gotta take care of that, man. Hurry up, get that before it get out of hand.
Yeah.
When Pop say something to him, I'm like, he better understand if he want to stay in the castle. He'll be out there with the servants eventually. And that would be his duty for the remainder of his life. Trust.
Lord have mercy.
Man, we don't play around the house, man.
His mama gonna watch this video. What?
Huh?
See, his mama gonna watch this video. What?
Oh.
Yeah, we love our babies, but everybody, you can't come into our house just doing anything you want to do, right? All right, y'all. But we do
miss the kids. That's the key. That's key. We do miss, but you still need the separation.
Yeah, we need this time alone.
Romance.
Yeah.
So regenerate.
Terry, see him, shalom.
It's worth it though. Trust me.
Yeah.
Now, the plane ride, I ain't really got to do. I'm really trying to cut it up, but we got to go back. We got that thing for Bella. at Disney on Ice. So that's the only
reason
we back at a certain date. But if we wasn't, man, I don't know, man. I think I'd pay somebody to stay another week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth it. I would just go somewhere else.
We really would. Yeah, but we plan something for the kids like the day we get back. So they having like it's part of the Disney thing, Disney on Ice. But they have, while we was in Disney, we was like, we'll be super excited when they get like the Hole Encanto thing. Right, but they starting it with Disney on Ice, and they got the Hole Encanto, right? So Bella, she got all the princess dresses, and her Maribel dress came in, the glasses and everything. So this is gonna be cute. But yeah, you can plan something for big for your 5-year anniversary. Do it, Key. Yeah, when is your anniversary? 5. Congratulations on 5 years. Oh, I remember we was at 5. Man, we didn't think we was gonna make it to 6.
That's when we was just going through our stuff.
Oh,
but boy. that was at 5 years with us. Yeah, we was still dealing with. I could do this by myself if need be. That was before the other kids came. Key. But after them other kids came, we really looked at each other and said, "Listen, I can't do this without you now. All right, let's make this pact right now." Then came a choice, because don't nobody want you after you have so many kids.
Yeah, like who gonna want us? We got all these kids in tow.
Don't nobody want your dirty rags.
Like, what we gonna do? Who want us now? Like, no, we need to stick together. We're gonna work this out. Yeah. Right.
But just joking. That was just all the fun. That was just joking. Yeah. Like but every relationship gonna have trying times, but it's just up to each other to, work through it and be good. So but yeah, man, we But do it big, man. I mean, don't go broke, please don't.
Plan guess what? Be smart.
Mortgage is due tomorrow.
Yep.
The light bill due tomorrow. Yeah. Love ain't paying them.
Yeah, love. Don't pay the bills.
But yeah, do it
unless you work for somebody that's called, your employer is called love, your business is called.
It's some things that you can do that's inexpensive, and that's a good thing about having a marriage. No, that's a good thing about having somebody to share the memories with, and that is just create. I mean, it's certain things that you can do. You can write down, you can pull up pictures and write on the back of the pictures what it means to you. Read them to each other. You know what I mean? Stop letting things entertain us. Let's entertain ourselves. You know what I mean? Let's entertain ourselves. So,
little steps. Start small. Even if you ain't got the money, like I said, travel mentally, right? Because this got to change first anyway. So let's use electronics for one of their strengths, right? People that's already traveling, doing things, go look at them, experience and learn about the place you want to go, learn about the people, the culture, things you should, things you shouldn't do. When is the best time to go here, right? Plan ahead, even if it's not going to be for 3 years later. I know that sounds like, oh my God, why even, right? But time passes so fast. Like, we was like,
will plan a trip in her mind. And I'm like, what'd you just say? She's like, oh yeah, this trip. I'm like, you're at home, right? But she would do that mentally. I'm telling you, and it works. I got a woman standing in the black woman body. Trust and believe that.
What'd you say?
I got a woman. I ain't gonna say it, but I got a woman standing in the black woman's body.
You called me a white woman standing in the black woman's body. You can say it. We already been talking. No, listen, because
I have a mixed wife. Okay.
Listen, okay, so you know how people got jokes about, and it's certain groups of people that have strengths in some areas to where other people just like, we fly by the seat of our pants, we just go, but there's wisdom in some of the strengths that other races or other people groups have, and planning cannot ever be bad. Right? You get itinerary, and you don't have to stick to it, but at least have the base. Yeah, at least, and none of that can be bad. It's just not bad. You can just have the flexibility to know, okay, at least we got a structure here. Now, when we get there, if we want to adjust the time or we want to forego this because of whatever, we can add something here. That's what I like to do. Right. So, and it makes it fun. So you don't get to places and be like, oh man, what we want to do, we got to do here. Or we didn't know this was going to cost this. At least you have some type of plan in place to kind of facilitate your own fun and enjoyment, instead of getting someplace and can't figure out what you want to do and end up doing nothing and don't take any kind of memories, like anything with you. Right. So if you're going to plan a vacation, at least have some type of small little, it ain't got to be big, you know. Even if you just pick one place, we'll go here, boom, take pictures here, and we just experience and sightsee, just whatever else, you know, but at least just put something, right? So I'm telling you, it makes it a lot better, especially when you're plant-based, when you go into places. Ooh. You're gonna have, that's something you have got to map out, like places you can eat from. Because like I said, when they bought what's the lobster name on the lobster on Little Mermaid?
Oh man.
I'm just
his name.
I'm just like
SpongeBob, Krusty Krab.
Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs, but Mr. Crab is a crab. I'm talking about the lobster. They had lobster and steak dinner and all that stuff up there, but like I said at the beginning, I didn't even know that they had a plant-based option, and they did. So when she came over, and that's what I was about to say, and everybody eating and stuff, and the you know, and I was just quietly talking to them. I was like, I'm sorry, friend. I'm sorry you had to go this way.
This is the thing. I never in my life, I don't eat lobster, first of all. But this is a whole lobster. So I looked on the side, the people had ate theirs up, and I'm like, all this green stuff.
What, auntie?
All this green stuff in the lobster. I'm like, this is doo-doo. This is crap. And on their plate. And I'm like, y'all ate this
Y'all
crap.
ain't see what he doing. He like,
y'all ate this crap. Okay, now, cool. I ate the claws. I tried to eat the tail, but then I'm like, this is where the crab came out of. This is a crap shoot. So I just said, you know what? I can't even do lobster. Forget that. Cool. Then they brought out the steak. I was like, all right. These people beside me, mauling it down, just scarfing it up. I'm like, I looked, I'm like, oh, I see pink. Oh my God. It's like,
I'm like,
crap again.
This is blood.
So I'm like, I can't do that. So then I'm kind of thinking like, well, my wife, because I don't like my food by now. And this is top shelf, I guess. But then I'm looking at my wife, I'm like, how yours taste? She was like,
large sea roaches, global purpose, right? That's what she called lobster, large sea roaches.
I said, how yours taste? She said, I said, wow. I guess we both were here.
Yeah, so when she came over there, I never told you what she said. She said, do you need help with crocking your lobster to help you eat it? I said, oh no. I said,
oh no. Hold on, you said, I don't eat meat. She said, huh?
And she looked at me like she had never heard this. And mind you, listen, like for real, they over here, they like, I mean,
they don't consider seafood as a meat.
Yeah, I mean, they like roasting animals and eating them and stuff. And I'm just like, oh, no, I don't want to eat my friends. And she said, she did her eyes up. She said, what? You don't eat meat? I said, no.
No, she said, you don't eat seafood?
Yeah.
You said, no, I don't eat meat.
Yeah, I said, I don't eat meat at all. I don't eat any animals. And she just stood there like, and like you know how you watching TV and like if it's animated, you get like this thinking bubble over your head, like a whole new revelation. It took her time. Like she had never heard that before. And I said, I don't eat any kind of meat, no animals at all. She just like, okay. And then she said, I said, do you have like, because I was just like, do you have like, I wanted like they had this starter salad, but it was like flowers and stuff. So I'm waiting to watch to see what other people do. I'm like, am I supposed to eat this flower? And I'm like, is this garnish? Because I've done that before. So I learned to, if I don't know, just wait and watch and observe and see what people doing. Because I done found myself in some, like, girl, what did you eat? I found myself one time eating a candle. I done some dumb stuff. And I know, like, my Char's is like, could we not find somebody that's less dumb than this girl? Is this the best you could give us? And so I learned to just, if I don't understand, if I don't know, or if my husband don't know, we're just gonna kind of keep on going with our conversation while we observe what other people are doing. Right. So when I saw a woman take her knife, I had to see confirmation. I had to see a second person doing it because maybe she didn't know either. Right. So when she started cutting it up and stuff and, you know, eating it, I'm like, okay, well, it looks like edible. Maybe I'm gonna need to see somebody else do this. And so when everybody started, I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, it's not romaine, but I'm like, what kind of flour is this? I don't. We got with the croutons, all the stuff I be putting on my salad. You know, it don't look like a salad I make, but nevertheless, it's green garnishment and stuff in a salad dressing. Did you squirt ... salad dressing on the plate?
It was one of those type of places.
Slice 2 cherry tomatoes in half, put it in a dots of salad dressing. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this?
turn. Listen, scratch. Listen. You know what's the funniest thing? Remember, we're not used to this. We're not used to this.
Like, where did y'all come from?
The chef.
Ghetto.
The chef comes out.
Oh, like
the chef comes out. Now
I felt bad for lying to the chef.
We didn't even have no words for the chef. I'm thinking she was gonna talk. She talked to the people beside us. I don't know they was food testers or what, but they gave her a different type of review than what she was about to come get from us. I was like, I know she gonna skip over us.
I was like, let her pass by. Let her pass by. And she out there with a chef hat. So did you enjoy the meal? I'm like, holy crap, she would come to our table.
Walked over to our table.
She had to come because
I didn't make eye contact with her. I didn't do that. So you know how when you make eye contact with people, it kind of that's the invitation to speak or to come talk to you. I didn't do that on this trip. I'm walking with my head down. I didn't want to make eye contact with nobody. So look, she came over there and said, how was this? How was that? I just looked at my wife. I didn't even look back at her to see who was talking. I looked at my wife the whole time seeing, first of all, was she going to make eye contact? Second, what in the HE double hockey sticks are you about to tell this woman?
So I'm going to just be honest with my review. So she said, I see you retracted your message, Auntie. She said, I had already read it though. She said she wish she could have been a fly on the wall. She said you and Jane some kind, a special kind, a special. Man, y'all know, family know, when we go places, we just like cut up, right? Listen. So I knew she was gonna come to me because I was the only one on the ship apparently that got the vegan option, right? The special request. So she came right to our table after she got done talking to the people right here. I think she just kind of wanted, you two are very special, like a good kind of special. Like
we did special ed before. Don't worry about it. So this ain't nothing. We used to be only two people in the classroom. And the teacher ain't here. It's just me and
right. Look. And so after I was like, you know what? She come all the way out the back, come right over here. She could have just came right to our table. She come to the people right beside us, asking them about their food. And they scarfed it down. I'm like, what are y'all eating your own home country? Like this was, and we thinking dinner cruise, because we've been on dinner cruises. Especially like the one in Norfolk, and they had really good food, nice and fresh. I mean, even the salads and all, it was amazing. That's what we thinking when we say dinner cruise. Okay, they always got like the best. This was like,
I could have done without the lobster and the steak. I mean, that's something I barely eat. I'll never eat lobster, but I mean, it was just a little bit too rich for our blood.
Maybe
that's what it was.
Maybe, but I can tell. Let me just say it this way without being disrespectful. I can tell this is not a normal dish that you cook all the time. Like you don't cook for plant-based people for real, So because
y'all remember,
y'all gave me Impossible meat patty, sliced it into 4 quarters.
So did
got a tomato.
Yeah. So they just winged this one for her. They're like, hey, get it to her.
They said it's gonna take about 10 minutes to make. Are you okay with that? I'm like, yeah, sure. Tomato. Just get a tomato, slice it in half, scoop it out, We got some of that leftover rice. Skip that rice. Put that inside of here. Put it there. Give me that. We got Impossible Patty. And first of all, I can smell Impossible Patties a mile away. I'm just like,
listen. Ooh, this was something else, baby. Ooh, baby said. She said, okay. She said, did you like it? Baby was like, And so then the woman said, well, and baby said, this was impossible. The woman said, impossible, beyond. It's all, like it's all about the same. I'm like, yeah, that's when I made eye contact with her. I'm like, you the sheriff, you gonna say that?
Yeah, like she didn't know what it was. I said, is this impossible meat? She said, yeah, impossible beyond. I said, this is impossibly.
I can smell it. I can smell it. Impossible.
I'm like, yeah, this, because I can't. Is my brother, my sister, they call it people meat, right? Like it smells like flesh. Like it really does. And I can't, right? I was like, I can't.
It has a chemical smell to it. Smell it.
Yeah, it's this smell that's off to me about the impossible meat. And I could smell it when they set the plate down. I was like, yep, I can't eat this. So
but yeah, that was
I'm glad I still got these almonds from the plane in my bag. So I'm sitting here popping the almonds, swinging my feet.
Man, that job was funny, man. That was funny. But yeah, you do have to have a food itinerary.
Yeah, you really do.
And even look at some of their food and see if they serve you, the right stuff. I mean, they might slide it, but the majority is.
It's real suspect. Y'all so fit.
If the majority is people who eat meat, you barely see people that don't eat meat. So yeah.
He also fits. I always tell them to cook it well done, burn it.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, they had pink in it, man. I was just like, this is. She's like, did you like your steak?
This goes against laws. Look, my Torah mind kicking. This goes against the laws of the Torah.
Yeah. So when she said, "Did you like your meat?" I looked down. I looked down at my plate, but what I was trying to do was take my napkin and cover my plate.
We need to be having a funeral right now.
Right. I tried to cover, but she must have seen that I tried to do that. She's like, "How was your steak?" I was just like,
"Hoorah."
Yeah. And then I was just like, "Okay." She's like, "But everything else, did you enjoy it?" Yes, we enjoy everything else. You know what I mean? So then that's when she walked in. I'm like, "Phew, golly, man, that's over with."
Wow.
But then it came up with the show, and you was like, "Show." No, you said, "Did somebody really get married?" I'm like, "Baby, that's the show."
Yeah.
That's what the show.
Yeah,
that's what we got video of. And that's what
that was good. It was nice. The show at the end, the hula dance, and the whole they took you through like the life of a married couple and stuff, and the whole little process, the sacredness culture thing. Excuse me. I thought that was really nice. So that after the fireworks, they did the show on the way back in. That was like almost like an hour going back in. The show.
It was so nice, man.
It really was. The experience was really good.
The couple went for a cruise to different islands or different places, and so the culture people came out, and start dancing and doing certain things. It was just
the different native regalia and all that. So it was really nice. It really was. But we really did enjoy it, So, but yeah,
that's a little bit of day 2 of being here. But we'll come up with something on day 3. We'll watch what we eat. We'll tell y'all. Listen, one last thing. They said, "Have y'all noticed something?" I said, "What you mean? You don't see any stray animals around here?"
Oh, yeah.
I said, yeah, because you cooked them all. They all in the pot. That's why y'all eat dogs over here.
Ain't no telling what my husband gonna say out of his mouth.
Around here. I know it's some dogs and cats supposed to be around here.
We seen people, they're what do you call it? Service animals, but that's right.
They next to be on the plate.
That's
bark one more time.
Y'all, we need to go back to sleep. Y'all,
I'm like, yo, that's why we don't see nothing. They eat everything. How could you not eat, babe? If you on the island, where else you gonna go? You don't go in the water. How the dog gonna escape? He can't run to another city. He's stuck here.
I ain't go back to sleep, y'all.
He's just like, listen, just please give me to tomorrow. Give me one more day to live. You might change your mind. Don't know. But give me no. We eating you today. You got all these Chinese places around here, man. They only got three Mexican places.
I know.
3.
These
people ain't nobody else like Mexican food but 3 people.
That's probably, if you plant-based, that's probably one of your safest bets around here. I mean, they got like fruits and all that stuff, but like if you just need something to eat, the Mexican places, but they only have 3 on this whole island over here on Oahu, and it is always packed, so, but yeah, so they doing good business over here, but yeah, other than I was about to say something. Oh, we're going to Pearl Harbor.
Oh.
No, we're going to Pearl Harbor. What? Monday?
No.
Tuesday? No, Monday.
Yeah.
Monday, and you got to schedule it, right? So we schedule our tour. The woman that was telling us about it, who helped us book it, she was saying if you don't go anywhere else, and this is where I because I started asking about the cursed lava rocks and all this stuff, right?
Ooh,
she said, we won't do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you want us for real? She said, nope, we don't play around with stuff like that. That's like black people don't play around with Satan. We don't play around with Satan. When I asked about the goddess and the lava, she said, nope.
And that's what we left that conversation. We didn't ask no more about it.
Yeah.
We just said okay. And guess what? So we got these bracelets. Did you get one?
Oh, you talking about my I got tiger's eye and stuff. Yeah.
Well, listen, I got the lava rock bracelet.
Let me see.
He said
they look like mala beads, but
this ain't. He said this is not.
We had to double check.
This is not the island.
Yeah,
lava rocks.
You got the black one because it's like this, but we was like, where y'all pulling this from, right? Because we ain't trying to go back. He think he got a little beaded bracelet and stuff, and we by mistake carrying back this goddess rock.
And my doggone arm keep on twitching. I don't know why it's moving. I can't stop it.
Listen, so when we going to Pearl Harbor, right? So remember I told you what we learned about Oahspe. I'm interested to feel the atmosphere when we get there because we got to take a little boat ride out to it. But she said when she was there, she said you have to go. But she said when she get there, she said it's like you can feel it. She said even when I talk about it, she said I still get like goosebumps. She said the hair raises. She said it's like you can feel what happened there. I'm like, oh, look, I thought about what Selah Shalom said. We got an active spirit in the building. I'm sure it's gonna be some active spirits there, So I'm just like, before I came, I'm like, Father, I know I'm gonna be reading Oahspe while I'm out there. So all those in the unseen realm in the atmosphere that hears it, they'll be close or they'll be drawn to it. I'm like, so look, you
see, we got this screen though wide open.
Look, wide open, right? Listen. So one of my prayers was, I was like, listen, because I know some people don't know their way when they get into the spiritual realm. It's just like traveling, right? If you haven't been out of an area, experiences the same way with the different atmospheres and regions and stuff. I was like, Father, as most respectfully as I can say this, I don't want no crap coming back here and spirits is following us back to Virginia, right? I say, but if they need the raising and they just here for Oahspe and so they can raise up, okay. But everybody need to know their place. Cause I ain't for no crap. I be to cast everybody. Out. All right. But that's it. That's enough, y'all. We got to go back to sleep before we get out of here. What time is it now? What time is it? Come on. Let's go. We can't even go back to sleep. We talk too much. Too much.
This is your realm. This is what you do. This you and your spirits talking.
Right. Yazoo Fit was in Hampton Roads. He said, I could feel the energy in the Tidewater area in those plantation house areas when I was exploring. It is so real. We have a lot of that there too, right? The battlegrounds, Yorktown, all that stuff over there. You can. My husband, he does not like going out there, but you can.
We get a job in Jamestown. I just don't like it, man. It's just so humiliating. Some people like it's humbling. It's humiliating.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To know that it was a people that went through You know what I mean? It was a soul. You know what I mean? It was a spirit that went through that. You know, I just don't like that, man, because, you know, how could you kill something that you didn't even give birth to?
Right.
You know, I just don't agree with that. Even, you know what I mean, with anything, you know, why kill stuff? Did you birth that? Mm-hmm. Did you create that? You don't have the right then. You know what I mean? Yeah. Imagine if somebody did. See, certain things doesn't take place until it come knocking on your front door.
Yeah.
Then you experience it's like, oh yeah, that really hurt. Yeah. Imagine how the people felt before you.
Yeah.
That's how I look at things, and it's not fair. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get all that. You know what I mean? It gotta happen for us to have this. Well, you go build your own doggone temple then, partner.
Oh, speaking of temple, there is what do they call it? It's a Japanese Buddhist something.
I got it right here. I got it pulled up there.
We met a Buddhist dude. The timeshare guy's Buddhist or what? Let's say he is. You know how people are finding themselves and they take different avenues in life and stuff, and that's how he come. You know, meditating and stuff now or whatever. But he's not one that's been not really indoctrinated like we've been indoctrinated from listening to him, which is easy for him to, like, you know, just spiritually grow a little bit faster than what some people do. And you can see that it's easy for people, especially when you haven't been indoctrinated with church stuff. It's easy for you to grow spiritually. Well, at least it seems to me, because there's not a lot of stuff you gotta break down and reprogram and just get rid of this. All these scrap the whole program, right? But yeah, but they have this temple and stuff. We're gonna take pictures of that. Hopefully we can get
to it on the around. But I mean, it's up and around. It's inland.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be taking some pictures. I'm gonna post it in the community section.
Clothes, but I would show, but I mean they can't see it anyway. But it's Boy Temple.
Yeah, BYOD Temple. Yeah, they gave us this big map to follow and stuff because we're gonna, you know, be traveling around.
Now, what got us very good and curious at this was, let me tell you, and this is something that I gotta say. When you're new to something, and just remember this, when you're new to something, watch who you get your information from. When you want to know about, watch who you get. It can be good or it can be bad. When we first got here, our taxi driver gave us the ultimate feeling of how it's supposed to feel when you touch foot on this ground.
Like he gave us an experience where you get into some
about everything. Look, he talked to us about everything so long. When we got out the vehicle, he said, hold on. One more thing, you guys.
You got 5 minutes. Let me show you this. Places to go to experience. Pulled out his map. I want to make sure you guys have a really good time. Like, he gave us the ultimate cab driver experience. Like, and from the time we got in, really friendly, telling us different places, telling us about his life when him and his family came and all of this stuff and just what they've learned, all of this. Then, so now that's
spirits attract good spirits. Let me just say that.
So the next cab driver that we got, we expecting the same type of thing, the whole tell us your story, you know, so we get in like excited to get in just to hear it because we like culture, listening to people stories and where they came. That's the exciting part about traveling. And so we get in here, the first guy who's from South Korea, right? First cab driver. And I'm keeping a list of everybody we meet, their names and stuff, and a quick snippet about who it is so we can be reminded, okay, this was that person here, right? So the next cab driver, he was from Vietnam, right? It took so much inside of me not to holler out, good morning, Vietnam. You know, me in movies, I'm like, that might be like real racist. You know, I just got to catch myself.
He was dry. He was just real short. Not to say that, you know, when you see a whole lot of people, you don't know who to be that way with. And I can understand coming from that, but he was just kind of a tough one to just try to crack into, a tough nut to crack. He was a tough nut to crack, so we couldn't really crack him.
Yeah.
So he was just short, so I left him alone. I ain't saying that. Now, this woman we just had, this woman was doing dog on 75 and a 35.
Lord have mercy.
You know well I wasn't talking to her. I was just trying. I was about to say,
Hold on, y'all.
Can you slow it down a little bit? And when I was about to say that, she turned her left so doggone hard, my head almost hit the window. I said, you know what? Ain't no words for you. I can't say nothing to you.
Listen, hold on. I'm gonna have to do it like one by one. Hold on.
I can't say nothing to you. You drive too fast.
You see the sun coming up? We didn't talk so long. The sun is coming up.
Man, listen, we ain't going to sleep. We finna be up. We about to start getting dressed.
Yeah, I know, right? Hold on.
No, tell Valet, go get our car, our truck.
Hold up.
Go get our truck. Come on down here and pick up and drive out.
Hold on. Y'all, I wish I can. I know. Hold on. I want to stand out here. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Right? Oh, boy. Wait a minute. Hold on. I got to do it this way because you have dressed. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
That's beautiful, though.
I'm about to look. Hold on. Trying to go over here in the corner. Hold on. I'm gonna just stem my arm out so you can see. We got this big building in the way, but I don't see any clouds over the mountains right now. Yeah. The picture, because I showed it. Remember the video going from night to day from our. It is. Okay.
See how you act when you ain't got no kids around?
Oh my gosh.
You got kids around, boy. You been on this phone. You've been all around the video. Want to pick the glass?
I know, right? Okay, so I think, look, I'm gonna have to. When we travel, I'm gonna have like a better, like, I'm gonna have to put like a travel stand or something, like a travel stand. We can set it up so like the different we can capture stuff like this.
Well, yeah, you need a. What you didn't bring this? Don't you have a stand for your laptop?
I do, but I didn't bring it. I didn't even think about this.
You got a stand for your laptop, so you should have like a stand for that, so they're not sitting like that. Well, you probably still sitting like that, so they both you can see both the same angle.
Yeah. So I want to catch like nature stuff. It's not just like vacation, but it's like exploring and seeing the world that the Father created and catching priceless things like this, like sunsets and sunrises like this that you see over here, like over the mountain. Some stuff you never get to see depending on where you live at, especially if you don't live in mountainous regions or island regions. Ooh, what was that? That was a butterfly.
Up this early in the morning? You always get up early over here.
You don't get to see any of this stuff, right? So I figure it's a good interactive experience, especially when we go driving along the mountainside. I'm gonna record some video. Like if I can go live, I'll go live.
When we going through West Virginia, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but not like this. The islands and the water. Oh, the water. You got Cosmo and Cal Shalom, the water, the different hues of blue out there looking. Oh man, it is beautiful. Hopefully, like I said,
these jokers just be sitting on their doggone surfboards, just sitting out there and catching the waves. I'm
yeah, they do.
Like the shark,
actually, like
so blue that they can see a shark underneath.
Yeah.
When we living in doggone Hampton Roads, it's like jellyfish. I don't know where it's at.
Yeah.
It's so dark, that muddy, dirty. That is wastewater compared to this right here. It's like
we thought we'd been to a beach.
Man, listen, that's diarrhea water coming to this. This is the blue.
The Blue Lagoon. Matter of fact, they call it the Blue Lagoon over here.
I don't even, you know what? After here, I might not ever. I mean, and I can possibly say this at my age. I might not ever get Hampton Roads water no more.
I know, right? It's like I'm spoiled for life. This is amazing.
That really water got cooties. I'm sitting
like, we won't go to the beach in Virginia no more.
I don't know what is that. Ugh.
That's what make you right. Belly used to say that. Ugh.
Take this cap off.
Ugh. That child comes from another world.
Listen, man, she is 5 years old. Next month she'll be 6. She dressed herself. The only thing she might not do is get on that stove and cook herself.
She be trying to. She really do. She really be trying to. No, stay out of the kitchen. You are not allowed in here to cook anything.
But she still look
toxic water, right?
She look at mama as mama when she needs some. But sis,
nuclear wastewater. Yeah, Sophia said toxic water, nuclear wastewater. Yeah.
That's some nasty looking stuff, boy. But it's getting brighter now.
It is.
It's brightening up.
Oh yeah, it is a little bit brighter now.
Yeah, man, it's getting brighter. That still ain't gonna make you not scared to go out there on that doggone
Yeah, I got my limits. Hold on.
I don't care if the sun raging high. You still high noon. You still ain't.
I want to get out there in the corner, but the chair in the way, and I got to go too close to the rail to get around it.
This girl gonna ask the doggone timeshare guy, have you ever heard of any freak accidents, like anybody jumping off the balcony?
Or the balcony collapsing? Like, I need to know this stuff. Like,
I don't say this word often, and I hope y'all take this out of respect to my wife. And I'm respect her, but she didn't know what I was thinking. But what I was about to say is this right here. She said that, and he looked at me like, should I answer it? I was about to say, girl, shut up. Don't you say nothing like that in front of people no more. But I ain't saying
like,
nothing.
Seriously.
I just said, baby.
He did. He said,
baby, I mean, no, babe. No, babe.
He said, well, people normally, he said, when they come here, they're not in that mindset of where they're gonna, you know, I can tell
they're not stressed.
They're not stressed.
De-stress coming here.
Right. They come here to de-stress and stuff. But I think he still missed what I said. I'm talking about, I was like, I get that, but I'm talking about the structure of the building. I said, because they collapsed. Somebody been out on the balcony because we all the way up here.
Listen, you know,
I'm trying to get over my fear of heights, so I need to ask strategic and logical questions in my mind to make sure to reinforce that I'm going to truly be safe when I get out here, right? Because I'm trying to kick this fear of heights, y'all. I want to really get out here and show y'all this. My legs is shaking like the Dickens.
The first time, and he asked it. I'm still thinking what I'm thinking. So I'm like, okay, it's over with, right? Now she asked it again. I'm like, girl, are you dogging?
Hold on.
I can't take you nowhere.
Hold on.
We gotta travel by ourselves.
Look, hold on. I'm gonna try to move this chair, y'all, so y'all can see, get a better view. Oh my God. Hold on. I'm getting better. I'm sliding up against the wall. Hold on, y'all. Oh my God. I'm doing this for y'all so y'all can see these views. Look, okay. Oh my God. Oh, you should see how I'm pinned up against this glass out here. Oh my God. What you say? Hold on, y'all. Let me slide back in here. Look, oh my God. Like, seriously, it is crazy because my legs is really weak.
Listen, so says the one who took me on the doggone parasail, and I was scared. She's like,
I passed out 14 times in the air.
Oh my God. This girl like, oh, I got something set for you for birthday, Father's Day. Come on, babe, let's go. Let's do it now. She popping big, moving her head. Let's go. So we here now. She like, babe, you still want to go? I said, what you talking about?
I don't know what I was thinking.
Let's go in.
Oh, no, wait, babe, we already out here. They have us harnessed in like we're next.
Babe looking there like, listen, you know that them sayings, at this point, that's when S got real.
Oh,
that's
my
when
goodness.
She was on that. They said, okay, you about to go up, you ready? Babe was like,
no.
Yeah.
No. And
we went on up.
Like they ain't going to, we like shot out there. Yeah. So much so, I'm like, we're going super fast. Sure enough, that chain is going to pop at the end when it get to the end of its slack, right? And we felt the jerk, and I'm just like, I just closed my eyes. I'm like,
you know what? This
everybody know they know what my password is at. They know. Somebody gonna have to get on in the morning and be like, due to unforeseen.
Thank y'all for coming out. God bless. Good night.
We'll leave the channel up.
The back string. Like
listen.
12 o'clock with a dog on.
Look, I know we need to get we were talking about it. They were saying, especially when we go up here to this the zip lining, because they
we'll try to get a GoPro.
They said she think they rent them there, and if they rent them, we definitely gonna get it. So
about to call them. We open up that. I gotta find out what time they open. Call them and see if they got it.
Looking at my arm like I got my watch on. Yeah, y'all.
I was about to say something else.
It's time for us to go. We just like been rambling on. We've been up here over 2 hours.
I mean, people like to hear rambling. They communicate back. They talk about rambling. They rambling. We all rambling. So what's the point?
This plus it's Saturday too, right? But we already up. We can't go back to sleep.
Why watch TV? I can't communicate back to the TV. I can communicate with y'all nuts. I mean, yeah, let's get it.
Listen, so
what's I about to say, man? I'm about to say something about what was you just talking about before the zip liner?
I don't know. Oh yeah. This is kind of like the interactive type thing. Look, I feel like this kind of goes with what we're learning about traveling the world, the Cosmon area, right? You know, so we get to travel different places. At least a few places that we're gonna travel, we'll show that and just different things. Some of y'all have probably been to these places. I know some of y'all have. Anybody here been to Egypt? I think one person here, Lindsay, y'all, I think he might still be in Egypt. I don't know. But we're planning a trip to Egypt. And we're planning a trip to Mexico to see the pyramids in both places. Right? So, but yeah, I think Egypt, that'll be the next trip, right?
Yeah, that's the next trip. But I mean, I gotta do something with the kids and get them.
Yeah, we can't just like not bring them on.
See, what we as parents try to do is keep a balance between ourselves, and for so long we have sacrificed us not doing something for the kids. You know what I mean? Make sure that they take care of, like, no disrespect, no to anybody who can. You're doing your best, but honestly, we don't treat our kids shabby.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, they get the best of the best. Some people call them sport.
Yeah, Honey Bunny birthday. We're going to Jamaica. That's June.
But
my
yeah,
birthday is in March.
We really are a balanced couple. You know what I mean? And we, once again, we sacrificed ourselves for so many years. So this is just some of our without. You know what I mean? So
yeah, we're making up for lost time.
Please excuse us if we get overzealous about being away from our kids. Please.
Yeah.
Listen, we are always. You know what? Let me say this.
We said we got to get a house first.
We are around our kids so much now. Other people bring their kids so we can have more kids.
You're like, what y'all think this is? Just because? No.
Right.
No.
Because we got kids.
Oh yeah, funnel them to James and Pam's house. Right. All the kids are there.
Right.
They're found there. Like, no.
So just please understand where we come from to understand when we do take a break, we break.
For real. Yeah. So but yeah, so no, we are for my birthday. Because like I said, we had to get things in order. We messed up and played with money, and it's like, what do we have to show for it? We got all these kids. We need to start. That's when we start planning and stuff. So it's like, okay, we get the house first, and then we can start traveling, right? So
get the bank account first.
Yeah, bank account first.
Get that credit right second.
Worked on the credit for a few years.
Then you get your things started.
Right. Then we got the house. Right. And then so now we got the house. We couldn't wait till we said. Y'all ain't see. Yeah. Y'all probably want to see pictures of that. Maybe we do some professional pictures. He got one of his dream old school classic cars. We got it locked up.
We don't even see it.
We got it locked up. We ain't even brought it to the house yet.
I hope it's still there.
It is. We got it in a safe, secure storage.
That's nice.
But
you can see that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You can see some of the clouds. I mean, some of them.
Yeah. So my birthday, March. We're planning Egypt. This in a few months, my birthday, and then for his birthday, Jamaica, which is in June.
See, this is to tell you how much I sacrifice. I take her on a big trip. I get the doggone.
Jamaica's a big trip.
The stepchild trip. I get the
technically,
we can really go 30 minutes away from Florida if you want to.
Well,
yeah, I go to Key West.
No, because your biggest thing you wanted to go to Africa. Egypt is in Africa, so this is gonna be like me.
Once again, I always say, happy spouse, happy house.
Yeah.
So
y'all see, let me see if I can take y'all back out here I got to slide up the side of the wall again.
This is a side of it.
Is it a donk? What is a donk? A donk car? I don't know what you're saying, y'all. So fit. What's a donk?
Oh, old school. No, it ain't no dunk.
Oh.
It's a old. No, it ain't no Caprice. I don't do Caprice. I'm talking about. It's a 65 Impala.
Yeah. Okay. Looks like a rainbow. Where? Hold on. Make sure this don't fall. Yeah, what you see? Hold on, y'all. I really got to slide up the side of this wall again. Hold on. No, he got it's not a dunk. It's a 65 Chevy Impala. Oh, she clean too. She clean. I told you he the oh shoot, he the car guy. Okay. All right, y'all. So see these. Hold on. Okay. I don't know if y'all can really see them good. I would have to zoom. The clouds are not as thick over like the little mountains. Oh my God. Hold on. I'm moving slow. Hold on. I'm trying to bring this over here so y'all can see this on this side. I don't know if you can see. You can probably see it a little bit. The clouds over it, but they was big and thick. Last night, the video that I showed you, it was absolutely beautiful. Just watching the background change. But yeah, it's really, really nice, y'all. I wish this big building wasn't right here in the way, but we're gonna get some better shots. Cosmonian, yes, from VA. Well, I'm from VA and my husband from Chicago. Well, what'd you say? 60 miles south of Chicago. But I met him up there. Yeah, I'm originally from Virginia. Yeah, it's a lot of room on the balcony, but I ain't trying to walk in all the spaces up there. Look, work with me, y'all. I'm trying to beat this fear of heights. When I say my legs be shaking, my legs be shaking. My legs are shaking. But yeah, I was born and raised for the most part in Virginia, the Hampton Roads area, born in Norfolk. We live in Suffolk now. But when I was how old was I when I came? 15 years old. VA, your second home, okay. When I was 15, because of my dad's job, we relocated to Illinois.
That ain't the truth.
What's the truth, babe? Tell them what the truth is.
Father said, look, I can't have you by yourself. I got a better way for you. You ain't gonna see it now. So I'm gonna take your daddy and I'm gonna use your daddy and get him shipped over here to this young knucklehead boy who ain't got no sense yet.
Listen, cause when we was younger, I did not think my husband would grow the way he has grown over the years. And sometimes I didn't know I don't know if I want to marry you. I don't know if we're gonna make it. You don't like to keep a job. Who would have known you'd be running a business? Like in high school, boy, go get a job. You know what he used to say? What you used to say when somebody tell you go get a job, boy?
Why you cussing at me?
He said those are curse words. He got real offended about it. I'm like, I don't know. Listen, I don't know.
You have to listen to this, man. You talking about a person who's a pharmaceutical seller. So
he was a street pharmacist, right? He was like, "What I need to do that? I'm making more than them, So he come, he come from that lifestyle.
I mean, you seen it. I mean, y'all paid in it. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the money, not.
Do we need to confess all those sins?
We never did any of those drugs. None of that. So it's not like playing with them. We never did. My wife never did. So, but yeah.
I mean, I smoke weed, but not even like that. I just can't handle anything like that.
But look, this
it's so when I was pregnant with that.
But me and my wife was like cool. You know what I mean? Before we got married, we was just cool. You know what I mean? My cousin, she had a best friend. My cousin.
You went to Bayside? When you graduate? Go ahead.
My cousin was dealing with her best friend.
My cousins went to Bayside. I didn't go to Bayside.
I was dealing with Pam. Well, me and Pam weren't even dealing with each other, but it was just a cool clique of us that we just all have fun. But but then this is something. Listen. Funny stuff.
Businessman, yes. The whole street game and all that stuff. That's why I said drug dealers. They have some of the brightest business minds. If y'all especially if you run a good game and you really getting paid out there in the streets, just imagine.
Gotta be a hustler.
Yeah, I mean, you a real hustler out there. You know, just imagine taking that street knowledge, converting it to the light side, and what you can do. This
is what.
But you had to go through that learning cave. You got learning
curve. This is what took the cake, and this is when my wife really seen the separation of boys and men. When I
don't know what he about to say.
Took her from her man in front of his face.
Oh, I see. I wasn't gonna be with him. They might be watching.
Who is the king macho around here? And when she seen, like, come here, you belong to me now. I'm the captain now. She's like, okay.
I was shocked because I'm like,
I bye and walked away. Listen, that tells you.
I was shocked. He just looked like, and I'm thinking to myself, you ain't gonna say nothing. Like, he literally came, put his arms around me, and you stood and you. I'm thinking about, first of all, if we ever got married and somebody came up, tried to tag me or something, you gonna back away and walk in the other direction. That was like a whole complete turn off. And I'm just like, I was shocked and bewildered that he had just turned around and walked away.
Well, let me say this too. My name ring bells, so you got to understand. First of all, certain things is not gonna happen. What you're not gonna do, understood. That's just how it is. But you know, after that, what else could you say? Ain't nobody gonna beat nothing over here. So I mean, stay in your place.
96. Okay, anyway, graduated 96.
Yeah, that's what that was. But then since then, that's when our life took flight together, and we experienced some of the worst of our years. Now we're living out the best. So.
Yeah, and we can look back at those years and laugh about it and talk about it. Like, oh my gosh, we almost didn't make it. Quite a few times. But 96, we graduated here. He was a coward, y'all. So fed. That was eye opening to me. Yeah, that was. I'm just like, wow. Maybe he just didn't want to fight him because who he was, I don't know. But like, we had been going out for what? A couple of years. And I'm just like, what? But yeah, that was crazy to me. But anyway, yeah, so Cosmo and Cal, you graduated in 96. We graduated in 97. So I ain't know. My cousins was here at Bayside during that time. Yeah, so I wouldn't even know anybody that graduated during that year. So, but yeah. Oh, all right, y'all. Yeah, we talked till the lights came on. But at least y'all got to watch these. Facebook. I'm sorry. At least those that stayed and was able to check it out. Right? YouTube say 2 hours and 27 minutes.
Yeah, that's too long.
Okay, y'all. We gotta go. We gotta get out of here. Hold on, but I wanna let me end this. But the adoration for the Creator. Hold on. Somebody said something. I want to use that. I think it was Key. Hold on. I just read your comment, Auntie. Hold on. Star Trek. Holly. There you go. Yeah, it was Key that said it. She said, Creator is super adorable. That's going to be our adoration for the day. Creator, Father, you are super adorable. I like that. All right, beautiful people. Thank y'all for hanging out for the shenanigans after the morning devotion. Actually, it was really, we watched the sunrise together. That's what we call it. The sunrise, right? We'll put it up here. I'm going to put that in the title. Watch the sunrise. We talked to the sun rose. All right, so.
I think the clouds are over on the other side.
Oh, yeah, you can see them a little bit more. Okay, so they do move. Yeah. They do move. Okay, yeah. All right,
thank y'all for not having nothing to do. Thank y'all for listening to our shenanigans. But this is just 2 hours. We do this all day.
All day long. Oh, my gosh.
Please don't walk past us. We might talk about you and laugh with you. If you have that type of humor, Just laugh with us, man.
Humor makes everything better. It really does. Like Proverbs say, it does good like a medicine, right? It really does. Helps make life easier if you can laugh, not only just laugh, but be able to laugh at yourself, not because you crazy, but literally be able to laugh at your mistakes. Yeah. It kind of softens you up and it makes you pliable and teachable, and it helps you not to be a know-it-all. Right, especially when you're trying to be unindoctrinated. It's one of the best sources of medicine, growth, and it's just something that you can also take and spread around the world. Right, laughter is universal. So just like a smile, laughter is universal. It brings people together. All right, y'all. So with that being said, I love y'all. It is Saturday, October the 8th, 2022, day 233 of year 4 of reading through the books of the law and the prophets, and of the 4-year consecutive day count, day 1251. Today we read in Oahspe for the first time the book of inspiration. We read chapters 1 through 4, and they're found on pages 701 to 703. All right, y'all. Hopefully we won't run into this mishap where hopefully my body being adjusted a little bit more. We won't be a whole 2 hours late tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be on time. Expect to be here on time. I'm going to expect to be here and make sure we get in a little bit earlier. I don't know, maybe drink a couple bottles of water before I go to sleep. Make sure I get up on time. I'm trying to stick to it, right? But that is my vow. You know, whether I'm on vacation or not, this is something I vow to do for the Creator, even if nobody ever came to listen. But we want to document our growth throughout time and the places we go. For people who's coming along the way, if YouTube is still up, they may come across my channel some years in the future or whatever, and they see the growth and realize, you know what, they may not be so bad. If this retarded girl can get up here and do this and find something to be faithful with, you know, and grow, you know, in small steps and just develop and be better, you know, I ain't too bad off, right? All right, y'all. So with that being said, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7:15 a.m. Eastern. No, tomorrow, because it's Sunday. It's Sunday. It'll be 7:30. 7:30.
Pacific, not Eastern.
No, I'm keeping with what I'm saying because they're Eastern time. It's their 7:30 in the morning. There it's going to be 1:30 in the morning here. So I'm gonna be getting up at 1.
Something strange for a piece of change.
Listen, I love y'all. I'll see y'all back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you. You're welcome. Been there. Everybody do. Have a blessed day. All praises to the Creator. Oh, you know what? I just realized the other day what gang y'all did. Like, I just been saying creator, gang. I didn't realize gang was an acronym. Like, you know, because some people, they just take gang like, oh my gosh, they become in a cult. They call themselves gang. But there's actually an acronym, gang. Just in case you didn't know, let me share it with y'all. Y'all probably know. I'm the last one to know. Gang, G-A-N-G, right? And it comes from somebody was smart enough to put this together and got the acronym. Probably somebody here, prior military, right? They came up with gang, created gang. Listen, gang stands for gods and Nirvanian goddesses, right? So gods being the males, goddesses being the females. Nirvanian is the higher levels of light. After you graduate, you become a bride and bridegroom, right? And you graduate from the earth and the heavens, and you go to the ethereal levels of colleges and stuff. Creator, gang. Y'all so fit came up with that. Amazing, y'all so fit. Listen, hold on. Was that you? You said you. Hold on. Somebody who was active duty. What years? Hold on. Somebody said 19. I knew it had to be y'all so fit. You was active duty. You said you was on the Nimitz, right? Navy vet. We love acronyms, right? Active duty 96 through 2000. I was active duty. I did 5 years. 98 to 2001. Wait, is that 5 years? 98, 99, 2000, 2002. No, I went in. I graduated 97. I was in MEPS. I actually went active duty. What I'm talking about? 2000. Did I say 2001? 2003. I got on 2003. Yeah, 5 years. So I did 4 years active duty. on the Theodore Roosevelt, couple med cruises, a lot of different places. And then my last year was shore duty, and I was pregnant with Jeremiah, our second child. And I was going to re-enlist, but after going to shore duty and having a second child in our life at the stage we were at in our marriage and stuff, I don't think I'd change a thing. I think I'd still get out, because we was like in the we got married in 2001. I decided to get out 2003, because things really kind of got hard for us, like spiritually, and that whole trying to mesh, coming together, become one, was really hard for us at that time. So I was like, if I stay in, we definitely are going to be no more, because if we go out for another med cruise, we're going to be done. We're going to come back, we're going to have like divorce papers ready, right? So I thought it was best, but it was a blessing, although we struggled for quite a few years after that, because we had that what do you call it, guarantee. Somebody said that's a bird. I say hello. That was a bird.
It sounded like a little.
Yeah, okay. There was like that guaranteed income, but it was a blessing, because during that time it helped my husband kind of work out some of his soul salvation, with this whole job and cursing thing, and switching his mind over from being a street pharmacist to a real legit businessman, right? So
but it went more than that. It went way deeper than that.
Yeah, it did. I'm just, just a little snippet of it. Yeah. So yeah, God, Yazafit, I came up with that. That's great. Gang is interchangeable. Gods and Nirvanian goddesses, or goddesses and Nirvanian gods in training. Right? Yeah, that's good. I like that. Apparently, some people didn't get the memo about that. Somebody did a whole video called Creator Gang. I know who it is. They change their name every couple months, I guess, to kind of throw people off on who it is. And some people in here, they know who it is, and they be calling them out. And I watched this video. I'm like, yeah, they read Oahspe sometime, but it's like they're reading it without understanding. It's like somebody trying to. It's like they're trying. It's weird, because if you watch it, you will see that us who have pure hearts, I know you clapping hands, people who have pure hearts and really searching for the truth, it's like you're able to pull the truth out, to whereas when this particular person reads it, it's like you're reading it with your eyes closed. It's like you still can't see. It's like you're reading the words, but it's like you are not comprehending even the basic things that this is saying. And they done took the Creator Gang and completely, just like you, Tick, you know who I'm talking about. You just said, you know, but you ain't even got to say the name, right? But I was like, wow, this is really interesting, But yeah, they didn't say this whole gang, and did a video on what gangs are, and trying to label people who are researching on Oahspe, trying to label us as being in a cult and stuff. And the whole video, it was really it's, if you know better, you can tell that I would label it, this video was made by an unauthorized cherry picker. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah. No, I ain't see it. I'll catch it. I get his notifications. Dan Calloway, he got some good stuff. But I'm gonna check into it, y'all. But I gotta go ahead and get out of here. Hubby said, let's go. We got to get out of here. The sun has already rose upon us, and it's time for our next adventure out here in Hawaii. All right. I love y'all. I'll see y'all back here tomorrow, bright and early, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace. Angela, shalom. Y'all so fit. She full of something. All right, y'all got to get out of here. Bye, y'all.